Fala galera, como vocês estão? Sejam todos bem-vindos de volta ao canal. Hoje com uma livezita especial, live de cobertura do novo pacote de expansão da Sims 4 Pé na Cova. Hoje a gente vai reagir, dar uma olhada aí no que vem nesse novo pacote de expansão com base aí na live dos produtores, né? Eu não sei se vocês sabem, mas toda vez que vai lançar algum pacote de expansão, os produtores do The Sims faz uma live aí com mais ou menos uma semana, 2 semanas de antecedência. Eles fazem uma live mostrando, né, todo conteúdo novo. Eles mostram... Ai, que susto! Eles mostram de uma maneira bem porca. Pera, deixa eu tirar o som. Eles mostram de uma maneira bem porquinha, bem feinha. Mas, pra gente que tá ansioso pra saber o que tem... Tá bom, aí a gente assiste tudo bonitinho, mas depois, quando eu tiver acesso ao game, eu faço um vídeo bonitinho mostrando na visão de jogador. Porque vocês sabem, né, é totalmente diferente a visão de produtor com a visão de jogador, né? Aí eu mostro bonitinho os detalhes, as roupas, o cabelo, aquilo que a gente quer realmente ver, né? Enfim, eles, por serem produtores, eu acho que eles mostram de uma maneira mais... Olha que legal esse jeito de fazer não sei o que, sabe? Porque, pô, deve ter sido difícil, né? Então pra eles é tipo, uau, olha só como que foi. Aí eles mostram umas coisas que a gente meio que tipo, ah tá, então tá bom, sabe? Enfim, deixa eu ver quem tá por aqui. Oi, galera. Oi, Ariadne, Rafaela, Ana, Dai, Vivi, Pedro, Laís, Rafaele, Nicolas, Azura, Juliana... Cristal, Joaninha, Renata, Lara, Carolina, Celso, Starberry. Gente, quanto nome diferente. Pô, eu faço live praticamente todo dia. Cadê vocês nas lives aí que eu tô fazendo sempre? Somente é que agora eu não tô fazendo mais sempre, né? Mas enfim, até 2, 3 semanas atrás eu tava. Um monte de nome desconhecido aqui. Olha só. Vocês me abandonam, né? Tô sabendo, tô sabendo. Oi, Bianca, Letícia, Isabela... Bárbara, Renata. Então, bom, gente, ó, pra vocês que não acompanham muito nossas lives, já chega dando. Já dá, tá? Não dói, é rápido, é fácil, tá? Abaixa e dá. Simples. Abaixou a tela e dá o like, tá? Não se esqueça, caso você não seja inscrito também, já se inscreva. Beleza? Faz tempo que eu não faço uma live de cobertura, né, dos produtores. Eu acho que, na verdade, eu acho que eu só não fiz a última. É, tomando as rédeas eu fiz. É, eu só não fiz do último. Acho que o Abuga-se eu também fiz. Eu só não fiz a do Paixão à Vista, né? Enfim, deixa eu trocar aqui de tela. É, eu vou pra essa tela aqui. Eu imagino... que tá suave, né? Tem como traduzir? Não, né? Bota som. Que é a Dona Morte? Começou, a gente já começou. Me falem se o volume tá ok. Ah! É uma live entre aspas dos produtores, tá, galera? É tudo editado. Isso é um vídeo que eles botam ao vivo. Porque as últimas lives que eles fizeram foi bug atrás de bug, e dessa vez eles estão fazendo vídeo em formato de live.
Morgan, Jessica and Mike will return from beyond to show you the world and some of the build by. Now, I've got some souls to reap. You have a quota after all.
Se é gravado, poderia já mostrar aqui a questão de...
Sul.
legenda.
I'm Morgan.
Ai, não tem.
Sul.
Pra
I'm
traduzir.
Jessica Crafts. I'm lead designer on Life and Death.
I was the producer. I forgot to tell everyone that.
Lembrando também, gente, outra
What am
coisa.
I doing here?
Who are you?
Eu não entendo 99% das coisas que eles falam, tá? Então é assim. Já que eu já vou assistir, vocês também, por que não a gente assistir junto? Basicamente é isso, tá? O intuito da live cobrir a live dos produtores. Olha o novo mundo aí.
This is our SIMS Summer and her daughter Poppy. This is Crow's Crossing.
A live vai ficar salva, gente.
And this is the house they live in.
I love the build we got for this.
I do too.
Olha o novo mundo.
This was one of our pre-made houses. It's normally empty, but we have dressed it up a little bit for the live stream. I love this story because you can move into this house and it's like the haunted, empty, rundown mansion, and I think that's just such a fun story for
Nada
this
de
pack.
novo, nada de novo.
I love
Lago
the
em volta
in
com
the
um
roof.
monte de
I think
mato.
These add so much character.
Mais do
Yeah, they
mesmo.
work like our kind of like
A
our
construção
solar
tá uma
panels where you
pegada
can
mais...
just swap them onto any slope. You can also
Olha o
put them on,
telhado!
the floor.
And the gorgeous greenhouse.
Buraco no telhado!
I love the greenhouse windows, like the holes in it, and then the ones that are just normal.
Olha a
All the architecture
estufinha.
of this, our director made me promise to say it's neo-Romanian, not Gothic.
Yeah. Oh, I
Tem
want
umas
to call out
quebradas
too,
também.
starting off here, we do have all packs enabled just so we can show some cool cross-pack stuff today.
Gente.
So this hopscotch thing right here is cross-pack. I have it down for a little bit of a demonstration later. And I'll be trying to call that out whenever I'm showing off something that's cross-pack.
Parquinho gótico.
Versus just life and death or base game specific. So here we have some of our new cemetery objects.
I love the swings. It's very...
Agora tem tumba.
Not the pack I expected swings in.
There's 2 swings in this pack.
Nossa, eles poderiam colocar um reshadezinho, né, mano?
Like,
Que jogo sem cor.
For, any of the old show, like Nickelodeon shows, like swings are creepy.
I mean,
Acabou de começar, Meire.
that's true, yes. So starting off, I did some playing to set up this family. This is Summer Vernon, and this is her daughter, Poppy.
Nossa, tem buraco no chão
once upon a time,
também.
Summer was married, but her husband, this is a picture of him, he met a tragic end. His name was Noel. I did kill him on purpose for this stream. I know. And she had a mother and a father once upon a time.
Meu Deus.
Her father is buried out back right here.
Nossa, quantas mortes rolou aí,
was his name. He loved cheese. Yes. And then I was going to try to get her mother to a point where she was old enough that she might die in her sleep in the bed on stream. But then I accidentally caught her afire.
You're like cursed. All your Sims are destined to burn to death.
Yeah, and I just left it.
I love the scorch marks.
It was a big fire. The firefighter that came to try to save her also died, so I buried him in the backyard.
Chase Sprout.
Yep.
Was
so,
a strong fire started by Morgan accurate.
Yep, it's true. So I like that he's just out here and back.
Que bonitinha essa lápide.
She is over here, and we're going to do a funeral for her since she died technically yesterday in game. So
I love all the
Mas eu curti, viu, essa ideia de casa bem...
Yeah, I love customizing my stories. There's actually a lot of stuff you can customize in this pack too, so we'll show that off. So yeah, this is Summer. Let's take a look at her traits just to get to know who she is. She's a romantic sim.
Mas vai mais bruxo, vampiro, não tá?
Here, so Chased by Death. You want to tell me about that one?
Tem traço macabro.
This is kind of a challenge trait, but we've never really done one of these. So, Sims players will know that if you do something that might kill your sim, like you get electrocuted, you usually get a warning before it kills you. If you do it again, it kills you. Chased by Death, you might not get that warning. You're living life on the edge. It's
perseguida pela morte. Perseguida pela morte.
And because you're living life on the edge, you're more self-reflective, and it's going to grant you some special abilities that we'll see later on. And also, there's some interesting story moments that we'll spoil. Hopefully, you see one of them if you're Chased by Death sim.
Verdade.
It's my new favorite trait because I like the chaos of all this. So I'm excited, and I love
a morte tá do ladinho dela o tempo inteiro.
Are really nice.
Causando horror aí ao seu redor.
Which is just a classic trait for this pack.
Macabre might be my favorite trait because I myself am a bit macabre if you ever interacted with me. Sims are macabre are, they're not scared of death. They're more the type of Sims that will play with the idea of death. They enjoy the occult, they enjoy the morbid, they might like hanging out in a crypt, they might like the moonlight. They're kind of goth.
I love that. Okay, and then
Vamos ter sim macabro, hein?
Traits.
Acho que vai ser bem legal.
Ignore the really cool one here on the right. Let's look at his
Provavelmente alguém morra na frente dele.
It's kind of the inverse of
macabre
in a lot of ways.
Skeptical.
Sims, as you may expect, are skeptical of everything occult. If you run into an occult as a skeptical sim, you're going to be able to demand proof that they're really a ghost, really a vampire, that kind of thing. My favorite use of this actually is if you are an occult sim that is themselves skeptical. So if you're a vampire that's skeptical and you just doubt yourself, you're like, no, there's no way vampires are real. It's an interesting story.
Yeah, that's my favorite story with it too. It pairs really well with Ghosts, but if you have those other expansion packs, we definitely supported those with this one.
A lot of cross-pack stuff.
Não, nasceu sombrio.
And then down here, we also have the Grimborn
o
trait.
Cético não acredita nesse negócio de vida após a morte.
Well,
o quê?
This one might be my favorite trait.
I don't know all the traits. I think it's pretty self-explanatory how you might become a Grimborn sim. Grimborn sims have a very interesting birthmark if you want to show that off.
Yeah. Okay, so they all have this birthmark right here under their ear.
Eu acho que tem essa questão do...
Yeah, and they'll also have an extended lifespan. And you want to talk about how you can pass it on a little bit?
Yeah, so if whenever Poppy grows up, she has her
Quando
own
a pessoa
kids,
morre e volta à
vida,
vida,
like the descendant of Grimm.
Ela tem essa marquinha.
Offer the birthmark or the extended life. But it's really cool that
é uma marca da foice aqui, tá vendo? Uma cicatriz, entre aspas, da foice.
You can have kids with Grimm now. I think that's fairly obvious.
We fixed with the base game update where you can woohoo with Grimm again, and then with this pack, you can now try for baby with Grimm.
We know what you guys are about.
Yeah. I remember when Sims 4 came out, I tried it.
Pra próxima gameplay, uma vibe Viúva Negra, né? Pra gente aproveitar bem essa questão de morte até a morte vir na gente, a gente tentar renascer, tentar cobrir toda a expansão. Acho que vai ser legal.
This is,
Ai, não! É a marca do filho da Dona Morte.
That's a great name. I should name my cat that.
entendi.
Mr. Chaos became a member. This was like a randomized name I chose.
Porque agora tem como fazer oba-oba com a Dona Morte.
Let's go ahead and interact with him a little bit. This is the crow pet that you can have.
Yeah, it has,
Verdade. E o filho da Dona Morte nasce com essa marca. Nossa, tá me dando ideia de gameplay, meu Deus do céu.
If you're a macabre sim, you can plot nefarious plans with it. You also send it out to go get things for you, give you gifts.
He's a wee bit angry.
Nossa, tô pensando numa coisa muito macabra, assim.
He's starving, so I hope I don't upset him.
I mean, if you're particularly bold, you can provoke it. I don't recommend that.
Well, we're chased by death, so I definitely don't want to like provoke him right now. Okay, there, he's fine now. Let's discuss our nefarious plans with which is a macabre interaction you can do with him.
I love it whenever we add these little critters.
Yeah, I also like that you can give gifts and receive gifts. If he had one on him, we could receive one from him, which I think is pretty fun.
Calma, tá bem aqui atrás, eu não consigo me mexer.
I also love the teaching mimicry. That's another part I really love about this. So we also, just to show this off, we're on a Hallowed Grounds lot trait. Do you want to tell me about the new lot trait that comes?
Hallowed Grounds makes the lot more spooky, essentially. So it adds things like flickering lights.
Móveis dando uma olhada assim.
TV pop on randomly, just showing static.
Tá nessa pegada mais gótica, mas tem uns modernão.
Que tá chique. Rift, I won't spoil what that does. This is also interesting because you can put on any lots, and it's different than haunted. It's not the same thing as haunted. You in fact have a haunted lot that's also on Hallowed Grounds and have a super spooky house.
The haunted lot is from the Paranormal Stuff Pack.
Tô aqui.
So they work
well
together.
Que eu tô na janela de
gameplay.
gameplay.
They do different
tava na frente.
I like putting this one on a cemetery myself.
Oh yeah, it fits.
Yeah. And then let's see. So let's go ahead and start the story. So like I said yesterday, Summer's mother died.
Tragic.
It was tragic. It was funny, but it was tragic. And then she also had written a will before she died. And so we have received our we have received our will in the mail. And I want us to open it up, read it, see what her mother said in her last testament and will. So,
seeing a lot of excitement over wills. I think we're going to add a lot for generational players here.
And then we're going to have Poppy come here too, because we're going to read it in front of Poppy.
That's grim.
So when you read a will in front of a sin now, they'll react differently based on sort of their relationship with that person or their traits.
Então, eu penso em algo vibes Viúva Negra, mas não necessariamente uma Viúva Negra, mas eu tô com umas ideias legais aqui.
Pensando assim, I'm sure everyone's curious like what that's actually like.
So you can see in our inventory, we also have some tarot cards, which are beautiful, and we'll take a look at those. So let's go ahead and read this will out loud.
Ela recebeu as cartas que ela consegue ler lá no, acho que é no centrinho da cidade, né?
Heirloom, dear old grandfather clock will be given to Summer. Preferred funeral activities, she listed them. Oh, she doesn't care. And I never did like cheese as much as Maximus. No cheese at my funeral will haunt you all. I wrote that. You can write whatever kind of a...
Você pode escrever o seu testamento e você escreve ali...
Like, so.
Yeah, like on a lot of these objects,
gente, a mãe dela que morreu, eu tava achando que era o marido. A mãe dela morreu e escreveu o testamento ali de como que gostaria que fosse o velório.
So this says that we received
e aí tem a preferência de como quer que seja o funeral.
Ai, que horror.
Que legal ao mesmo tempo,
all of
mas
these
que
actually
horror.
say heirloom eligible. We made it so a lot of objects, including cross-pack ones.
Então você pode escrever ali.
It's kind of hard to identify exactly what people would want heirloom. So we are on the side of making most things heirloomable. If you don't want to see the heirloom interaction on everything, you can also turn that off in the options menu.
Which is really handy. So this one was the heirloom object, and if I hover over it, you can see it says Marie Vernon's heirloom, given to Marie by her husband Maximus as a wedding present. That's another custom thing I wrote in there to help tell that story.
Alguns desejos da mulher que morreu.
Opens up a lot of avenues for just telling unique stories.
So when you receive an heirloom, there's lots of things I can do with it here. You want to tell me about these?
Well, if you want to upset other family members, you might want to pawn it.
Se colocar a casa como assombrada ao invés de residencial. A véia aparece. Não, o véia aparece.
Call upon SIMS, which will occasionally summon the ghost.
O Guinho aparece quando é a casa assombrada.
We'll see what happens.
It's not 100%, so we'll see if it happens.
Espero que o evento não seja bugado tipo do casamento. Meia-noite de conta.
Successful. How nice of you to summon me, just stopping by to say hello.
E ela apareceu com aquele relógio. E ela morreu do quê?
All right. We can also make our own heirlooms. So both Summer and Poppy are pianists and love their piano. So we have this grand piano here.
Olha que geladeira bonita.
This an heirloom.
All right.
So
uma mega geladeira modernona.
Over. And now, yay, when I hover over it says Summer Vernon's heirloom. So I can go into this heirloom category. I can make it worth more. I could pass it on.
Acho que vai, Lara, mas aí a gente vai ter que interagir com o pessoal somente desse mundo. Porque o restante do mundo não vai ter testamento. A não ser que você comece um save novo, né? Alguém faça um save já adaptado a essa gameplay, a essa expansão.
When it would rain. And now I've got a story associated with it, and see, you have her picture, you have the little story.
I hope that you engraved on a plaque or something. I'm just trying to imagine engraving something on a piano, and it kind of hurts me.
Like a chisel out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like the memory, the story that gets passed down over generations.
Do you want to pick who might go to?
Yeah, we can. So right now, Poppy's a little young for it to go to her. So that can go to other people I know. So I know 3 other people right now. I don't know how I got in a romantic relationship with him, but it happened.
Jogar com geração vai ficar muito legal também, parando pra pensar.
Ask you questions. I can choose which one I might want to send it to, and then it will create a will in my inventory, and it will heirloom
Aí tá dando as
them.
Coisas dela.
So I'm not going to at this point, but that is something you can do. Let's go ahead then and check out our Soul's Journey and our bucket list.
All right, Soul's Journey is super exciting.
Olha aquele negócio de jornada da alma.
So this is essentially a meta progression war track for your Sims.
Aparece sozinho, eu que escrevo.
It's bigger than a want. It kind of encapsulates the whole life of your Sim, their journey through their life. And as you do things like complete bucket list goals, which we'll talk about in a second, or even complete things like aspirations, which are feeding this, you advance this track and unlock various things the further you get along. Eventually culminating in some bonuses for Rebirth, which is a thing I know a lot of folks are excited about, and we'll talk about a little bit later.
So this section's locked off to me because I'm not a ghost yet.
Yeah, that's your unfinished business. So if you die and become a ghost, your soul journey will transition into becoming your unfinished business, which further has things you can unlock.
Okay. Well, I've completed a lot of progress here. I'm not all the way to being able to experience Rebirth.
Yeah. Aspirações, vai aparecendo as coisinhas pra você ir fazendo.
And figure out how you can get them.
Let's talk about bucket list. Bucket list is really, really exciting. So bucket list is essentially major life goals for your Sims that are assigned based on things like their traits, things like the life they've led, the people they know. They're much more dynamic and emergent than, say, an aspiration. An aspiration is more prescriptive, where you say, this is the story I want to tell this Sim. This is the thing I want there to be their goal. Bucket list is going to serve you up things that fit who they are, but aren't necessarily the same things every time. They'll be different for every Sims. It adds a lot of replayability.
Ela ficou encarregada, então, de colocar
it gets me to do some
os
things
objetos
that I don't
no testamento?
Because I think a lot of folks, myself included, seem to get locked
Porque
into
ela que tá escolhendo, não
patterns.
seria
I think
que
this disrupts that in a very interesting way.
So she doesn't have any goals right now. They can populate based on your traits and who you are as a Sim and kind of like what you've done in life. Mm-hmm. So the other day I got one on her that was, I want to see a Sim die. And that's really dark.
As we all do. No, yeah.
She's macabre.
Yeah, it really fits for a character.
Yeah. But you also don't have to wait necessarily. You can also create your own. So you can do this on the computer or on the new journal object that we've added here. There are some extra interactions on this journal because we also have the Parenthood pack, but bucket list is here with this pack. And so the bucket list, I can write a goal, write the perfect goal, or write a goal from category. So write goal is just going to let me write a random goal. But once again, it's going to pull into account my traits and who she is as a Sim, and it's going to give us some goals based on that.
Every time we do this, I'm so curious what it serves up.
It's really fun. This has all packs too, so it'll pull from our list of all packs.
Okay, let's go on an unforgettable camping trip.
Okay, she wants to go to Granite Falls, so this is a cross pack one.
I haven't been to Granite Falls in a minute. So like this is again an example of like it will drive you to do some
de uma
things
maneira
that
mais
you
aleatória.
might not have engaged with in a while.
Essa questão do
I think
livro
that's really
da
fun.
jornada
It's
da
a huge
alma.
like huge library of things we've done over the years.
I agree with that. That's what really made me love this feature was the stories that helped me tell. That like I wasn't necessarily thinking I wanted to tell, and then it would pop up and I'd be like, oh my gosh, that is a really fun thing to do.
Yeah.
So let's write something from a category. There's lots of categories here that you can pull from, and it'll give you something random from that category.
Right.
This is my favorite way to get a goal personally.
A gente consegue influenciar ali, falando, eu quero viajar, eu quero criar uma coisa, eu quero ter uma família, eu quero ter sucesso.
To adventure. So let's see, we'll get an
me
adventure-based
aventurar,
one
eu quero
here.
festa.
I guess this one was probably an adventure-based one.
Aí o jogo vai definir o que é ali, né, pelo que parece. Tá.
Yeah. So let's see here, she's writing her goal. She wants to go on an interstellar adventure in Batu.
Oh,
Aí
fun.
apareceu.
That's another cross-pack one. Okay.
Apareceu, ela falou que queria uma aventura e apareceu ali
here.
que no livro da
We could
jornada da
also
alma
bucket list,
pra ela
write the
fazer uma
perfect goal.
jornada em
I also
Batu,
wanna say you
pra ela
can
fazer uma
scrap the
aventura
bucket
em
list
Batu.
And start over if you're feeling like the goals aren't
Nossa, eu ia
aligning
ficar
with the
muito
story you
puto.
want to tell.
É, não gostei muito
So,
não.
like, let's say we were
Eu
feeling
achei
that
que eu
way.
poderia escolher literalmente, porque era
Just
uma
going off to
aventura.
scrap it.
Não é em Batu que eu vou querer uma aventura não, pelo amor de Deus, credo. Fazer o que em Batu?
So we can write the perfect goal. But perfect goal is not always available.
Yeah.
It is oftentimes
falar.
grayed out with instructions on how you can unlock it. But the way you can write the perfect goal is if you are a chase by death sim, because they're always trying to like get the most out of life at every moment because they know death's just around the corner. If you've recently seen someone die, you did technically see your mother die yesterday. Or if you've attended an Afterlife Anonymous festival.
Yeah, I mean, the fun part here is we really are trying to guard the ability to specifically prescribe what goal you have, just because we want you to try and experiment with new things. I think that the fun of the game is experiencing the breadth of content that we have.
Definitely. So I'm choosing a family one this time for her. That's the create a perfect goal, just to show how this is a little bit different whenever you do it this way.
And some of these goals are a lot more
Aí a
nuanced
meta
than you might
perfeita
see in some
seria.
of the
Ela colocou lá pra
which we
escrever uma
really
meta
like about
perfeita,
them.
mas aí
I like
a
that
meta
they update
perfeita
with where
seria
you're at
alguma
in
coisa
life
então mais
too.
difícil
So,
pra gente
like,
conseguir
I'd
do
like
que
to have
uma.
another child is only there because she
Simples.
already has a child. So if that one, if she hadn't had one, it would probably just be I want to have a child.
Yeah, the one I really like is I should reconnect with my family before it's too late. That's a really poignant story, relatable to a lot of folks, and much more nuanced than I think you might see from an aspiration.
Yep, there's some really good stories you can tell with these.
Oh, that one's sweet.
Tell your children that you're proud of them. Want to be seen as a role model. So her mother just died, and her mother had written a will. And I think maybe Summer is feeling like I should also write a will. So I'd like to protect the future of my assets. And now...
Why? Is this a chase by death sim?
Yeah, definitely.
Assim, se for pra pensar
And
friamente
so she's
nessa
going
questão
to
de
go
jornada
write her will.
da
You can
alma,
do this at the Family Day Festival.
A parte
Ooh, I spun
estando
too far. That
viva,
happens over
meio
here.
merda, porque
Whenever there's like
a gente pode
wills layer.
colocar metas sem
Esse
precisar
ghost
escrever. O
swinging
legal
on
é que tá ali,
that swing back.
bonitinho, separadinho.
Creepy.
That's so creepy.
Meu Deus,
You
uma
can
criança
also
fantasma no
go here and
balanço.
start a will on the city hall in this town.
De noite fica uma névoa.
There's also a service we can hire
O pós,
a lawyer to
o
come
pós,
and help
né,
you.
quando você vira o
But we're
fantasma,
just
você
gonna do
consegue
it on
cumprir
the
tudo, você
computer
consegue
here
reencarnar, isso é legal.
that I put on the kitchen table.
Mas somente a meta em si, parando pra
As
pensar,
one
tipo, tem as
does.
metas pra seguir
one
da jornada da
does.
alma. É meio,
Start well.
então tá bom.
So, she's speaking a dead language
Fica
with her
separadinho
daughter
ali, tipo, é
again.
bom.
Right, there's a thanatology
Mas não é nada de
It
muito
ties in a
uau,
bit with
não.
the grim-
A
the
questão da
grim
encarnação de aí,
added,
segundo
but
aí, é
essentially
legal,
lets
isso é
you do things
bacana.
like speak dead languages. There's a special soup you might be able to make. I won't talk too much about it.
I think the speak dead language is really creepy and fun.
Thanatology means study of like deaf practices, by the way, if anyone's wondering. We didn't make that word up.
So she did just do this bucket list item, which actually fulfilled
Ela
her
tá
whole
vendo ali, ó,
bucket
que tá
list.
bloqueado o
Yeah.
fantasma, ó.
So,
Aí ela precisa morrer
now she
pra dar
could be
continuidade pra
reborn if
conseguir
she died.
reencarnar.
And this,
Aí
this
até
section is
aí,
still
aí
waiting for
daí em
wherever
diante
she's
eu
a
acho
ghost.
bacana, eu
talk
acho
more about this
interessante.
later.
Porque, pô, você vai
But
voltar à
we do
vida, aí você vai
have
voltar com
the Will
traços
of
do
Summer
passado.
Burn and
Aí
the
eu
Will
acho
of
isso muito
Marie Burn. And
interessante.
so Summer has her own will now.
Pode voltar na
Let's
sua
go ahead
própria
and show,
família, nem
what all
outra.
you can do since before we were just reading. So you can obviously clear your choices if you want to do that, if that's something you're interested in doing. You can also click on your will, and you can choose to do your heirlooms from there. So you already saw from the object. You can also do it on the will
Eu acho que essa
itself.
expansão ela não vai ser chata, não. Eu acho que ela vai dar uma adicionada legal na jogabilidade ao todo. Sabe? Ao todo, não uma coisa específica. Eu acho que ao todo, como The Sims geralmente é pai, mãe, filho, tem bebê, e casa, e morre, eu acho que essa expansão ela é bem boa nesse sentido. Tipo, traz mais veracidade para uma gameplay.
This is where that sim will go to. So we're friends with the Spectre family here, so let's just choose them. The Poppy can go live with them if something were to happen to Summer.
Yeah,
para uma gameplay no geral, entendeu?
Of our efforts in this pack.
You can also do simoleons, so you can choose a percentage. So I want 40% to go to charity or another household. So let's just say another household, and then let's see. We can, and then we could go back in and choose the remaining percentage to go elsewhere if we wanted. You can also do sim remains, so funeral activities. If Summer dies, these are what funeral would.
Não, Bela, não é desse jeito.
What Summer would like to have
jornada da alma para você
funeral.
fazer.
All of them. She wants
Sabe
it all.
aqueles negócios de tipo 10 coisas que você tem que fazer antes dos 30. É tipo isso, sabe? É metas que você coloca pra fazer durante a sua vida pra quando você morrer, você dar continuidade e conseguir reencarnar. Entendeu? Tipo, não é algo muito uau.
É meio... also have the mermaid urn. Or if you have Get to Work, you also have the alien urn.
Muito uau, nossa.
Some of these, this one's from Horse Ranch. So
ai, me falaram que é do robô. A urna que eu não tava sabendo qual que era. É do robô lá.
This one is a new one with this pack.
Olha essa que bonitinha.
This one's the base game one. So these ones are new ones with this pack. So that's definitely going to be fun to explore when this comes out. But yeah, with all packs, there's a ton of them. I'm going to pick this one, which is
se
new
vocês verem aí pelas cidades, tem várias cidades que tem cemitério e várias que tem umas lápides de mó diferentona, bonita, legal, que eles poderiam ter adicionado e eles não adicionaram. Aí tem no jogo, mas não tem pra gente poder escolher.
So, set emotion. You want to explain how this works?
Yeah, this is how you tell a story of like the family members that are super upset by the outcome of the will, so you can set angry, or you want to have like a more joking like final message, folks. You can set funny.
Tá, ela vai escrever o testamento dela. Eu não vi a emoção que ela colocou uma emoção.
So you'd be like, I leave you nothing.
Nothing.
And then it's gonna make them all
não vai levar nada.
But whenever you read it, it does kind of also take
ela escreveu com uma emoção brava, né?
So if they're
falando que a filha dela não vai levar nada. Olha a cadeira que bonita, a cadeira. O sofá é lindo, tá vendo? É uma mistura do passado com o novo, sabe? Dá pra encaixar, eu achei bem legal isso. O sofá, a mesinha, tá vendo? A luminária ali, olha que linda. A cadeira, acho que a cadeira foi o que eu mais gostei. Essa mesa é horrível. Tapete feio também.
Traditionally in The Sims, it's been a little bit one note where everyone is just bawling their eyes out. Now if you see a sim die, there's going to be a variety of reactions. Some will bawl their eyes out, but some might just stoically kind of sniffle a little bit, hold it together.
Olha aí a passagem. Ela vai lá pro mundo da...
So they should be in.
Aquele mundo lá.
The actual mourning, the way you can mourn, that is part of this expansion.
Aquela parte do mundo.
And I think I actually cleared away the mourning or the sadness she had from her mother dying, just so she wouldn't be very sad.
Morte vai saturar, tá?
But I left it on Poppy, and as you can see, Poppy is still going through that initial
eu quero muito trabalhar como Dona Morte. Aí você vai falar,
tá bom, é isso, né? When she's gone through that.
Yeah.
So you don't always develop a grief style.
So grief, I'll just talk about it now in case we don't see it, but
yeah,
there's different styles of
grief. Eu imagino que eles vão mostrar.
Grief is more a long-term sadness that comes out of a major traumatic life event, and there's a variety of them from things like being
Mas eu gostei bastante da estética da roupa dela.
But there's also positive outcomes, like just holding together and handling it well. Different traits might influence that. I believe if you're macabre, you're more likely to be able to hold it together.
Yeah, and I love that there's a lot of different ways you can solve for your grief too. You don't just have to solve it one or two ways.
Yeah, there's like counseling, but you can also lean into like positive hobbies like cooking or I believe planting things.
I like the painting one.
Yeah.
So we have work tomorrow. I am in the Reaper career at level 9.
Level 9, wow, even busy.
Ela já tá na carreira de ceifadora. Nossa, já tá no 9.
is going to go to work in 5 hours. So while we wait, I was thinking maybe we check out the Ghost Historian aspiration.
This is a really fun aspiration. I think this is one of the first times we've added some gameplay from an aspiration. So if you're a Ghost Historian, you're actually going to unlock the ability to write a horror novel, which I was kind of shocked we didn't already have the ability to write a horror novel. But now you do.
Por ela ter completado a jornada da alma dela,
you're researching
ela vai poder renascer.
There's also some fun animations, like as you check off these goals.
Quando morrer vai ter lá as opções como fantasma, mas ela vai poder renascer.
I love that. It feels very narrative to me, and this is sort of like telling the story of somebody who's like learning about ghosts and trying to find everything out about them. So I've already made a lot of progress here. And next step is make contact with Edith. This is Edith.
She's our scary ghost girl.
She's terrifying. She haunts the well of longing and regret. Which you can come
tem
here to make
fantasma NPC fantasma de criança.
Edith. Communication, you can get her marked, which will make your rewards better. But also, she's terrifying, and sometimes she makes you pass out, and sometimes
só pensei na morta.
We'll see how this goes.
Na morta que geme.
There's a lot of game here. She likes kids more. Kids are more likely to...
Tem NPC fantasma criança, gente. Ela sempre vai estar aí.
Inspired by...
Oh, no!
Meu Deus!
Yeah, run!
O som do jogo deles tão baixo.
Yep, she's definitely not ready
Ela
to talk. Okay.
Morreu no poço.
Well, you tried. You completed your aspiration goal. So.
I did meet her.
Ela morreu no poço, gente, credo. Que sombrio.
So, yeah, now I can write a horror book. I've unlocked the ability to do that. And that's very exciting to me, I think. So, and we've got work in a few hours. So let's go ahead and go home. 3 hours, it says. We could do a little tour of the neighborhood while we wait for that. So this is the area where we have a Family Day festival.
Olha, a Velada do Norte
com Life Festival. There's this little playground
com aquele outro lá que eu esqueci o nome,
where these specters hang out around. One's named Freddy. And
I love that we were able to pull these forward. They're so cute.
Yeah, they aren't everywhere, but they definitely hang out in the little kidsy area. Sometimes the swing swings on its own, and it's very scary.
Deram Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V.
Again, like I just
pintaram de azul.
Swing, like swinging on its own.
Aí faz o que essa praga?
Various things I watched as a kid.
Yeah, I may not do it, so we'll move on. But it's creepy when it does.
Junte-se a galera, boa.
Goat.
Gente, eu sei o nome de tudo, mas quando eu tenho que falar, eu esqueço. Minha cabeça é assim, eu me sinto pressionado. Ai, que fonte bonita. Os bodes dentro da fonte. Olha que casa bonita. Quem construiu? Não foi o pessoal do The Sims, foi fã. Foi jogador. Não foram os produtores.
Yeah, this is a nice quality of life thing we added. Sometimes it can be hard to find things in the world, especially you don't know what you're looking for.
É uma casa NPC.
Naki mandou R$2.
You can also
Se a menina não chamar Samara, acabou o PTS4.
Que obrigado pelo donate. Beijo, tem que chamar Samara.
Rave going on there or ghost.
Aquela casa, galera.
You can go in there and infest them, and if you're a normal, so you can go cleanse them. But
é tipo...
Oh, that's not the one. These two right
here. Museu lá
like the twin haunted houses here in the neighborhood.
É tipo cinema, é tipo motel da
This is one of our starter homes that you can live in. Up here is a starter plus, so 3 Sims can move in as a starter home. And then over here we have the Spectre family, who you've seen pop up in menus a few times. This is where they live. And
e o mundo tá bonito, né, gente? Mas é mais do mesmo, não tem como negar.
We'll see how much time we have.
Tipo, é feio? Não é feio. É bonito. É bem detalhado, mas é mais do mesmo.
Crypt that you can explore, you can nap in, you can use it to join the Undertaker career, which we haven't
Meu
talked
Deus,
about.
Uma cripta.
So,
não, qual é o nome disso?
Undertaker career is a new career that you can be a funeral director or a mortician in. It's more realistic and it's a more classic rabbit hole style career versus the Reaper one, which is an active profession.
O trabalho dela começa em 1 hora, hein? Será que ela vai levar?
You also can woohoo in it. Just thought I'd get that out of the way.
You can definitely woohoo in this crypt as well.
Mobissauro, gravado. Eles não fazem mais ao vivo. Sempre fazem gravado. Depois dos bugs que deu, vários ao vivo dando bug, travando, o jogo fechando, eles não fazem mais ao vivo. É tudo truque. Eles são truqueiros.
He is shady. You want to talk about him?
Well, you can purchase an air quotes authentic pre-made will from him. That's totally legit.
Bad.
Olha, tem como perguntar sobre itens misteriosos.
He has some souls you can buy.
Ai, umas palavras muito difíceis que eu não sei o que é.
Me meet my quota at work.
Very trustworthy.
Yeah.
Olha, tentar sorte ali num item misterioso, mas aí tem que pagar 750.
So it's a way you can earn money while haunting as a ghost. So he's pretty cool and interesting. Good luck if he makes your will. He's haunting
nossa,
that.
você troca coisa com o túmulo também. Olha o negócio ali flutuando. Você troca coisa com o túmulo também. O túmulo pede uma coisa, você entrega lá pra ele, tipo uma oferenda. E ele te dá alguma coisa em troca.
Any world, any lot that you'd like to turn into one.
Achei legal.
This one's beautiful. So let's get ready to go to work.
Deus.
Death calls. It's time for Summer to head to work. Care to join her, or should Summer reap alone?
Join.
We should join.
I keep joking that Morgan is going to click on send alone by accident when she says end the stream.
Vai trabalhar.
Yeah,
Vai trabalhar.
that could happen. So this career, it's an active one we're playing, and I'm a level 9.
Boa tarde, Ju.
And at level 9, it's definitely like a different type of gameplay than you will experience at level 1. So it really
Então, há uns 2 anos atrás, 2, 3 anos atrás, eles foram muito criticados, muito criticados, porque o jogo fechou, travou, eles apertavam pra fazer as coisas, não ia. Eu lembro, a gente tava ao vivo, a gente tava rindo da cara deles, das coisas não funcionando. Pegou fogo, morreu.
And this one's a lot of fun. Like, definitely keep coming back to this one.
Olha a parte do trabalho,
daquele I also just love the build
lugar
of the headless
sombrio.
quarters. Like, it's such
Mas é só isso ou tem mais coisa?
Place, but it's kind of like
eu acho que aqui é só a parte do trabalho e ponto, né?
It feels almost like
o escritório da Dona Morte aí.
It does. I love
tá
this
muito
lot.
bonito,
I love like the workplace motivational posters, you know?
It's all grim.
A parte de dentro nem tanto, mas fora tá bonito.
This is the reward you get if you meet your soul quota.
Aqui é o escritório da Dona Morte.
Your boss is Grim.
A empresa da Dona Morte.
Summer is romantic with.
Scandalous.
Scandalous. This is Grim's personal crow. And then downstairs we have my favorite motivational poster, which
Employee of the Month. It's Grim. It's always Grim.
Olha o boneco ali, ó.
You can go over here. You can
Funcionário
practice
do
your
mês.
reaping on. There are these scrying things.
Ceifada.
I love the gnome.
The gnome, the little Reaper gnome.
It's so cool.
Really cute.
So yeah, let's go ahead and start doing our work for the day. So our first objective here is to scry for an assignment. So let's go on down here and scry for an assignment.
What's a scrying mole got for us?
Teeny,
I don't know.
Facial.
We'll find out what is going to happen today because you never know. I have hopes and dreams on which one we'll get, but we'll see. I like the one where you get to choose if you reap them or not.
Oh,
and they
yeah.
plead.
Some of them, they'll plead for their life, and it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to go through with it.
Okay, a crisis call is coming in. Sims with a sweet tooth have been tricked by a mischievous cow plant. Be ready to reap a few Sims that have gotten their just desserts.
Oh, fun. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different events. I think another one is there's a comedy club where a comedian told a joke was so funny it knocked them all dead. So, like, you'll have different challenges like this you'll go to.
Sometimes there's, like, portals will open up everywhere and you'll have to close them and, like, prepare the
Acho que às vezes é o do próprio base,
like,
viu?
portal over here, but we're gonna apparently a cow plant has gone wild, so let's go deal with that. Let's travel there. So would I like to travel? Yes.
Oi, Ellen.
Let's see what's happened.
Já sei o bordão. Funerária Santa Maria, sua morte e nossa alegria. O que eu posso ajudar?
I haven't gotten this one in a while.
Boa. O seu Omar iria adorar.
Cow plant.
Cow plants creep me out.
Aí, ó, realmente ela foi
So I think this is
pegar o... Meu Deus!
Wow, that
Meu
cow plant. There's a lot of deaths.
Yep, got him. Okay, let's go investigate just to prove that it was the cow plant on these Sims.
I'm just saying, I would not, if I saw a cow plant in real life,
Precisa
I would
investigar
run
a causa da morte
get him over here.
Ai, é a técnica, tipo quando você vai curar um bichinho.
While we're here.
É a mesma programação, você sabe? Você vai...
So she's gonna do some investigating
ver o que
and
é
make
que
sure
tem.
that is what is going on in this
Ah, e
situation.
também tá aparecendo,
And
sabe
a
o
lot of the
quê?
gameplay of the day-to-day of the
O
Reaper
de
career
detetive.
is to try and
Carreira
make
de
the
detetive.
preparations to do the perfect soul taking,
Já não tô
the perfect
gostando.
reap,
Muito Ctrl-C,
if you will.
Ctrl-V.
And it'll be things like you can perform scythe maintenance, you can do some research on the target, you can analyze death trends, and it's all in preparation for that moment where you're
Ao
trying to take the
trabalho,
soul.
temos
So
visita.
will these ever be Sims I've played here?
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about this. Sometimes you might actually see Sims that you know that are potentially dying, but you will always have the chance to spare them if they're a Sim from your playthrough. So it's not going to like randomly kill a Sim that you really care about.
So these are like randomly generated ones that we have here
Right.
that have died, not ones that matter to players.
Yeah.
But in the events where you get to say yes or
Será que vai
no,
ter novas mortes,
those are the
assim,
ones.
diferentonas?
I always read them because I have a quota to make.
I think it's fun if you just lean into it. I think like with this pack, I know there's some hesitation to let Sims die. With this pack, really, we've leaned into
Aí você vai
making it
investigando,
less punishing
investigando,
to have Sim
até
die, and also
encontrar a causa da morte.
more exciting. Like there's a lot more you can do with death now.
E o que tá fazendo uma planta-vaca ali, hein?
Taking a while.
Não tem uma planta-vaca nesse
There's a
terreno.
lot of bodies here.
Yep.
Ela não tá
So she's
no
going to
negócio
determine the
dos
cause of
cachorros lá ou
death.
não? Eu tô viajando. Ó, determinar a causa da morte. Porque ela investigou e agora ela
She's
sabe.
able to confidently prescribe it. The death was caused by cowplant devourment.
Calma!
Falsified cake, the ultimate betrayal.
Comeu o bolo da...
I feel
Morreu
like
da
the conclusion is
planta-vaca.
obvious here that the cow plant had something to do with it, but I guess we have
Morreu
to
de
prove
planta-vaca.
beyond a shadow of a doubt.
I think another thing I love about this career is the text. Like, it's just very tongue-in-cheek, and everything that happens, I'm always laughing at it. Like, I love that personally.
Ah, é verdade.
So,
do corvo, né?
we are
Verdade. Tem o do
collecting
corvo, a
souls.
morte do
Give you a
corvo e a
fancier
velhice na
collection than
cama.
that.
We'll do a flamboyant
Verdade.
one.
Será que tem alguma outra?
Oh, did you just fail?
Oh, yep, I did just fail. I didn't prepare enough going in. Okay, let's
Não tá
collect it
funcionando.
carefully this time.
Não funcionou
There
pra
we go.
coletar.
Some level 9
Calma.
for you are.
I know. Let's collect it like Grim.
Oh, fancy.
Oh, fancy.
Fancy? Olha!
Okay.
Olha,
these ones
a
because
foice cara.
This gives me so
A
many
foice
souls.
cara.
It's really
Profitable
this
day,
week.
yeah.
Passado. Olha!
All right, we have done it.
I'm so fancy.
So let's go ahead and return to the office then. Sometimes if like somebody was like asking you not
Realmente,
to read
vai ser
them,
uma
you
profissão
have
que
to
você
console
vai jogar
them
e depois
and,
você
like, go
nunca
around.
mais
You
vai
can
entrar.
Sometimes ask the urns for a review, which I think is hilarious.
You can spare them. I never do. I'm here to do a job.
So now we are going to release all our souls. So let's go ahead and do that.
Porque ela já tá na 9, né? Putz.
Yes.
Você não vai ir de
I did
cara,
not
você
know
vai entrar e
you could
primeiro
use
você vai
this
ficar
much
fazendo as
oil
coisas
for this until
mais
you told me about
básicas.
that. That is
Aí você
fun.
vai ficar treinando, foi
whenever
isso.
you have
Aí,
a
ó,
soul in your
você
inventory,
pegou
you
as
can go
almas,
release
aí você
it.
joga as
And
almas pro portal, ó.
I've got a quota to make.
We're
So
all
I
about
guess
business
if you're
here.
like a very
Aí depois ela
generous
tem que
person,
escrever lá
you
uns
didn't want to take
relatórios.
people's souls, you could go to Wayland and take those souls instead.
We're gonna analyze some death trends.
Yeah, so there's some other fun interactions around here you can do. So we could go practice our reaping, but it's asking us
Então,
to
se você
analyze
acaba
our
de
death
entrar, ó,
trends. So let's go
você
ahead
vai
and analyze some death
provavelmente
trends
ficar treinando o tempo
here
inteiro.
on the computer.
É igualzinho as profissões
And
do bom
this is
trabalho,
like the
sabe? Que são
tongue-in-cheek
profissões
office
jogáveis
job style
num
version.
lugar diferente. É exatamente a mesma coisa.
But I think there's some like
Como
really
você ainda
fun
não tem muita
story
habilidade,
moments
você
that
vai
come
precisar
with
ficar
these, so
escrevendo.
I enjoy doing
Provavelmente
them.
você tem que ter
There's more to
ginástica
life.
alta também.
Oh
Então
my
aí você vai
God.
treinar.
Stats
E não sei
say
o que,
that death by killer rabbit is not
entendeu?
trending as high as it could be. This gives Summer an idea. What
O
if we
portal
start
é exatamente
cutting
o mesmo do
featuring
Reino da
these fluffy
Magia.
little monsters? This idea could certainly increase the stats.
Eles poderiam fazer
But
uma coisa
how could we
diferente,
promote
já que,
this
né?
endeavor? Surely we would need to warn some of the potential dangers. Or do we?
No.
Are we warning them? We're not.
No.
Advertised as a fluffy pet.
It's a fluffy pet. Grim is
Calma.
impressed by Summer's initiative. Scouting the
Calma,
perfection
mulher. Ela
Scouting the
escreve
perfect
rápido.
location is in progress as we speak. Relationship gained with Grim.
Nice.
Summer é o nome dela, eu tô tentando
Okay,
pensar em outra
So
coisa.
that was fun. Let's see.
Porque,
We can
tá.
also.
Ela tá ganhando.
I like scrying for lost souls. It's not an objective right now, but I'll do it 'cause I think it's
Relacionamento.
fun. I like the stories that pop up with these ones too a lot.
com a Dona Morte.
Wayward
do trabalho.
Souls. Do you want to read it?
Sure. While gazing into the swirling vortex, Summer is able to see Waylon has some souls in his wares that have not been authorized by Grimm. Should she send a coworker to the crypt and handle Waylon, or just let it go? This is like your source, isn't it?
Yeah, this is like my source. I'm not going to turn it in.
Outra morte.
Yeah, I'm not going to stitch on him. Let's let it go. I need those souls. Summer decides to let it go, but Grimm is displeased.
Oh, no.
Apparently, Grimm places loyalty above all else. Well, I wasn't going to tell on him. So,
Your soul dealer.
Eu acho que o mais interessante de fato...
I have a romance with that. I don't know why. I guess he's a
Velório.
coworker.
De resto, vai ser bem...
Okay, so we can also
Nath,
plan our
obrigada pelas lembradas, Nath. Beijo pra você, viu? Obrigado, Nanda, Carolina, Mobsal, Stylinda, Agatha. Beijos são a Nath. Muito obrigado, viu?
Deaths to other things you can do around here. And I think it's super fun to explore. I only did silver
today. I like active careers. It's nice to do them again.
Okay. But I still make good money.
Socializar com...
Yeah. You make a lot
outros
of money.
Colaboradores. É exatamente a mesma coisa. Aí lê livro.
So, I've been planning that when we get back from work, we would plan a funeral for my mother.
Okay.
So, that is my plan here.
Treinar lá no boneco.
Let's go ahead and
enviar relatório. É exatamente a mesma coisa.
And I will fix my needs, just cheat it for the live stream. So, and then I will also cheat my daughter's needs really quick. And send her downstairs. And then you can plan a funeral via the calendar or the phone. If you go here, you can scroll down at a funeral event. But my new favorite way you can do this is actually on the urn itself.
Tem evento de funeral,
I think it's really quick, and
realmente.
It also puts in the sim from the urn.
Igualzinho histórias do casamento.
Yeah.
You want to tell us about planning funerals?
Yeah, so you can invite guests. You also have hired mourners, which I think is really
parte
fun.
Eu acho que é a que mais me interessa.
Personally, when I die, I want to hire a mourner, just a woman dressed in all black that carries a black umbrella and wears black sunglasses. It stands by herself in the rain, doesn't talk to anyone, so people think I live a very sordid and adventurous life.
Tem como você escolher o tipo de roupa, cor.
Guest attire, so a dress code, colors, everything you may expect there.
And the activities.
Yeah, and one of those highlighted ones being...
The highlighted ones are ones that her mother said that she wanted. You can see the desired activities from the departed. So in her will, her mother had said, I want all of these. So as a loving daughter, we will select the ones that her mother wanted and not the other ones
que a mãe dela
as our activities for this. And then sometimes the departed does show up, so I want to make sure
alguma
she likes
coisa. Meu
it.
Deus, mulher, você já tá indo pra debaixo da terra, você quer botar o quê?
Locations, there's a whole lot of locations you can have if you're not.
So we'll choose this one here at home since I've already planned and set up for it. And
como você em casa.
Yeah, we really wanted to give people flexibility to tell different stories with their funerals and their Sims. So lots of options there, and these act a little bit more like a wake.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to characterize it. There's more of a wake where it's about
não vai ser igual histórias do casamento que tem que envolver monte de gente, aparentemente, né? Você vai fazendo as questões com seus próprios sims e o pessoal, imagino eu que faça de maneira individual. A partir do momento que tem ali plantar alguma coisa, o pessoal vai lá e planta, pelo que tá aparecendo. Eu acho que a gente interage com o pessoal, mas não como história dos casamentos. Tipo, todo mundo vai sentar. Aí meia dúzia senta, passa 2 segundos, levanta. Acho que não vai ser assim.
And let's just have a moment of silence. So people can arrive to this moment of silence. I invited some ghosts. So this
ela vai falar ali
is
no
actually
púlpito e o pessoal vai vir
deceased
ouvir.
Father. And then I invited my deceased husband. Oh, he's over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of my coworkers.
Estão vindo, aparentemente.
Good turnout. Yeah, a lot of people came.
Que legal.
So, yeah, people are coming. We're all having a moment of silence.
Olha, eles se juntaram ali para escutar ela. Gostei, 1 minuto de silêncio. O cara tá rindo ali.
We can also...
Eles botam
I was gonna say, I love the memorial displays we added here.
Yeah.
Gente, eu acho que o mais legal é a parte do funerário.
We want this to be an open thing where you can tell the stories you want to tell about the specific sim.
Contratar gente pra chorar no funeral é comum. Pelo que parece,
you put books on here if you wanted, or if they're into music, you put some CDs on here.
Viu?
We have 3 objects on here. So I just dedicated this display to Marie.
Eu lembro que saiu uma matéria
was on here,
dessa
it automatically updated with her picture, but I could also update it here and assign it to somebody different if I wanted. And it updates with a picture of them.
Não, eles
right
não sentaram ali porque era para
So if you change them as a
todo
ghost,
mundo
this
dar
is what
minuto de
Marie looked
silêncio,
like, and
entendeu?
she
Aí eles
doesn't
foram
look
ali e
like a
ficaram
ghost here.
quietinhos.
So it's really nice. So if I forgot to take a picture of her,
forgot.
yeah, then I have one. You
Gente,
can
mas
also
sério,
slot in pictures from your
isso vai dar
wall. So if you like took an actual
tchan
picture with the camera,
na
you
gameplay,
could
tá?
put it in here. And
Essa
I
questão
think
do velório
it's a wonderful
vai dar
way
tchan na
to
gameplay.
memorialize
Isso eu
your
gostei
sins.
bastante.
My favorite thing is these messengers we have, these little mushroom fellas.
They're so sweet.
And you leave a little message, and the idea is they carry that message on to the afterlife for that person.
If you're into build by text, I definitely read that one because it's super sweet and there's some fun lore with it. There is also the
Isso acaba que é algo essencial pro jogo, sabe? Pro The Sims em si. Então eu gostei bastante dessa parte. Por esse lado, eu gostei bastante.
And I could choose whichever ones I wanted. So I could choose
Agora,
to display it like
Jornada da
this.
That one's bigger than I thought it was.
Profissão da Dona
I could choose to
Morte.
display it like this. And this is part of the base game
Nossa, que
update that
negócio
you can display them as whatever ones you have
grandão. Vocês
available.
viram que negócio grandão?
And then we also have this casket where if I wanted, I could even put...
Olha o caixão.
She's
Ela tá
using
ali.
it right now.
Meu
She's lighting
Deus,
a
a véia
candle
tá ali
for it.
dentro.
Okay. I could also put it in the casket. And then
Meu Deus, se
she's
não
in
tiver
there.
uma,
And now I can also
uma
place
função,
funerary
espiar
drapes
caixão.
on it.
Yeah, I love putting things on top of it.
Nossa, ia ser legal se a pessoa tipo, abrisse assim e olhasse, ia ser incrível.
And then the flower spray tribute, so you can kind of customize how you want this to look.
Espionar caixão, aí
We
ela
can
abre assim
also put it back. And then let's just make this urn look like...
I like the vampire one.
Okay, we'll do the vampire one. This is from the Vampires expansion pack. And then, yeah, we could do a eulogy. So people will kind of be going around and mourning in their own way, doing their own sort of thing. But there are certain things like eulogizing or the moment of silence where they'll come over and participate.
Yeah, I like planting something for this. I think that's very cycle of life.
O pessoal já veio
That's my
sentando.
favorite interaction.
Fantasma sentou, mas alguém vai sentar? A criança vai sentar? Se tiver mais cadeira, aparentemente o pessoal senta.
And even if you didn't select it, those are still available as interactions that you're able to do. These are just sort of the guides.
Mas aí eles deixaram só duas cadeiras mesmo pra...
The funeral / wake is more about freeform storytelling. Like, how do you want to commemorate this sim?
Yeah. So, I also...
A legenda tá muito atrasada, Claudinha.
I wanted to work on our quest that we have going.
Oh, yeah.
With Nyan.
For Taro.
Where is he at? Let's focus camera. Oh, he's in the back. Oh, we could show these too.
Olha a pose deles.
So we also have these grave sites, which you can slot on and move on gravestones and urns as well. And you can change them to stone or to dirt. And if I wanted, I could also...
Porque eles são trabalhador...
There's like a lot of different variant options for these, for what they look like too, which is really nice.
Olha que legal.
I clicked away, just a second. Okay, there we go.
Tem como botar o túmulo, tem como botar nessa caixinha
so
aí.
Those are super cool. And you can tend them, mourn them whenever it's slotted in. But,
Deve ser o pessoal que trabalha com a Dona Morte, será?
Distracted.
Aí eles ficam com essa...
This is... Everyone might recognize the sim. This is Nyan Spectre.
Yeah.
He had a previous name. What was it?
I've only ever known them as Nyan.
Tinha uma galera achando que esse NPC seria NPC do The Sims 2, se eu não me engano.
But sort of like a pre-nervous, like if he was never given away. He's actually a teenage here. He's a teenager and lives with his mother, Olive. So I'm not going to spoil too much, but he has an interesting birthmark.
How'd he get that?
Ó, cabelo da hora.
So really excited about this sim, and I'm already on a quest for him. It's one of our tarot quests. So I'm going to go over here and I hope he'll just pop up so I have to go look. But let's go find him. Let's stop eulogizing. Where is he going? Oh, he might be coming to the eulogy. Probably. Okay, let's report our findings on this quest to him. Okay, we don't have to go there anymore. I'm sorry.
Que legal.
So we're going to report our findings on this quest. It was one that I've mostly completed already. I just haven't given it back to him.
And one of the tarot cards. Father Winter?
Yeah.
Ó, tira a carta pra ela.
Father Winter, the advocate one. And you can see it's now here in our inventory. And we can actually ask him for a new quest to offer to help with favor.
Mas
the reason why I knew that he was somebody I could offer to help, we'll show in a moment, but this is the one I already completed. Yep. This is the other one. You want to read it?
Yeah, strange or just strange. Prince is mystifying as for baleful bog itself. But I am no fool. I know he'd be around more if he could. But he's got a business to run. Could you do me a favor? Deliver this to him. It's our own inside joke. You never know when death will come. Funny, right? I hate that you made me read that.
I made you read it on purpose.
Nossa, é muito Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V tudo, né?
I don't do that,
Caramba, ele só pega o que já existe e refaz pra temática, mas é exatamente a mesma coisa.
We will get another tarot card when we complete this one. So that is exciting.
Vai ganhar
but
75
if you
conto.
ever are wanting to know who has
Encontra
the tarot
a Dona Morte.
In each of the 3
Não
neighborhoods,
sei o que é pra Dona Morte. Manda mensagem de entusiasmo para outro membro.
So each of these, there are these tarot tomes. So you can go find them, you can go view them.
Olha que bonito.
And you can learn about the Order of Lenore, which has some very fun lore, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, this is a really in-depth collection / kind of quest line almost.
And these 4 Sims each have quests that you can do. There are also other ways you can find tarot cards, but different from a lot of collections, there's a unique way to find each one.
Yeah, every card has a unique method of obtaining it, and
do tarô.
We've done a really helpful thing here.
We have a lot of collections because we have all packs. So with the tarot cards, when you hover over here, it gives you hints if you don't have it.
Yeah, since these are all acquired through unique methods, you can get an update of how you might find them through this menu.
Yeah, and you can see there are a lot of them.
I love the art for these. I think we'll show more of this later when we get to Build By.
But Jessica, what if I wanted to play with tarot and I haven't collected the tarot collection yet?
Yeah, the tarot collection is quite enough to get, but if you just want a basic tarot deck to do some readings with, you can get from Build By directly. If you do the collection, you get a more advanced version that has some additional effects. But the basic tarot deck is totally purchasable.
So I think I have one right here, the Bibbidi Basics tarot deck.
Ah, tem deck ali
também. I can just draw a nightly reading if I wanted to. So... but if I get the collection one here, I can create this in its own deck, and it has some magical interactions.
Yeah.
As cartas de tu, olha o tamanho da carta. Parece caderno.
That's very fun. Cups reversed. Have full of emotions, but empty of the energy needed to process them. Your cup needs more time to equalize. Fill your needs. You can mop up after. Crying it out or using a voodoo doll is desired. So they kind of give you hints and like help you know what you should be doing to see the gameplay relating to these.
Eu vou ver o que eu preciso falar pra mim.
All right. So I love the art for these. I think that's one of my favorite things about it.
Yeah, like we'll show more when we get to the build section, right?
Yeah, we're gonna show it off. There is a picture we can have all the art on it, so that's amazing.
They're all beautiful, and they're deep cuts of Sims lore.
We are still currently experiencing our funeral, and I think it's about the time that if Poppy, in around 4 hours, if she was going to develop a grief type, it would be happening.
Mob ainda tem 17 anos, mentira. Mob já deve ter
I think that is one of the big things. It's a variety of different reactions and impacts on Sims based on who they are. Because I think making each Sim feel a little bit more unique in this regard is really important for storytelling.
It's so creepy at night here with the fog. I was just curious if we get to see their swing.
Não é creepy nada, não. Pode parar, mulher. Você tá jogando
There's also, so this neighborhood. Oh, did you see it?
Oh, there it goes.
Yeah. So yeah, there's also a lot of ghosts here because this neighborhood in specific is very haunted. It's very
se não tivesse essas bolinhas flutuando.
And it's not like an afterlife neighborhood, but it's yeah. So I think this is a great place for both living and deceased Sims to live personally.
It's fun if you're a macabre Sim.
Let's see here. 36 minutes. And I think she has around 2 hours left.
Nossa,
so
tá tendo
we'll
ainda
see if she gets the grief type here.
Esqueci, ó.
But I was also planning on whenever people leave for this funeral, I was going to show a new interaction that are on the graves. But you have to have them not present to see it. So everyone should go away, please.
Falhou no funeral. Não fez nada porque eu tenho certeza
so he left. So if I wanted now, we have a new interaction that helps you just play ghosts quicker, which is add ghosts to household.
Yeah, we tried to really ungate getting a ghost into your Sims gameplay. As you guys probably have seen, you can now make them in CAS directly, but you can also add them to this method.
Que legal.
So let's just go ahead and add them to the household and see that Noelle is now a member of this house.
Mas tem funeral?
How's she doing?
15 minutes.
15 minutes. Let's just see.
É porque imagina, fazer o funeral com o fantasma da pessoa ali deve ser muito estranho, né?
She might not have gotten one this time.
Did she hold it together?
I think she might have held it together.
Okay, so yeah, like you won't always get a grief outcome.
Yeah. So, yep, I don't think she did this time. But let's go ahead then and look at the next thing we were going to look at, which is killing off a sim.
Are you gonna provoke Mr. Chaos? This is a bad idea.
Well, this is our new death. There's a few different ways you can die in this pack. So
vai morrer pro
age, if you have life and death, you can die yourself.
Ela vai fazer com que a menina morra pelo...
This one's a little more grisly.
I love this one. And then I'll call it the next one when we see it later. Oh, it almost killed us.
Oxe, já?
A close encounter with death. You're on my list, Summer. You've been pushing the line.
Ela caiu, mas ela levantou.
Perhaps you think you're immune to the consequences of your actions. Perhaps you're brave, or perhaps you're just foolish. But let me make this clear. You are on very, very thin ice. After your latest brush with death, I'll be keeping a particularly close eye on you. And if you even think about stepping one toe out of line, I'll be there to collect your soul. I like you, Summer. But as you spend the next few days reeling for your near-death experience, you should know that you're on death's doorstep. It would be wise of you to be careful. Your next mistake will be your last.
I love it when Grim yells at you. Like, it makes
it's a very ominous pop-up.
I think it's so good. It makes me feel all
Pegar
like...
a Jéssica, dá uns... Acorda, Jéssica! Tá com sono, Jéssica!
Upset me.
They're coffin-shaped. So real me would be like, I'm sorry. But Summer's going to say, you can't scare me.
I'm sure this isn't a bad idea at all.
Aí é de manhãzinha, né, Jéssica?
And we're going to do it again. Oh, he flew off. So he can't kill us at the moment, but he'll come back, I'm sure.
I went off on a trip. I'm sure the crow has things to do, places to be, but it will come back in a moment.
We could show off. He's a ghost, so we could show off some ghost stuff while we wait.
Oh, Meu Deus!
Yeah, so
que legal!
This panel here is our new Ghost Mastery.
Yeah,
in the Simology panel.
So ghosts are now a full occult, and that's a thing that players really want.
Ai, é que agora tem painel de fantasma,
use your ghost powers to
Meu
cause emotional impacts on
the sereia não tem.
Points, which let you basically level up your ghost powers. There's kind of a morality system of good and, well, let's say malevolent and benevolent powers. So the more malevolent ones might be curses or scaring people. The benevolent ones will be making people feel relief and like repairing things. And there's also neutral powers if you want to do things like disable motive drain and that kind of thing.
This one lets you teleport, and this one
unlocks transcendent woohoo. Mas nesse caso é meio que padrão mesmo, né?
Living sim as a ghost.
Do sobrenaturais.
As a ghost in an object.
Aí conforme você vai fazendo
so two ghosts can
coisas
possess woohoo now in any object, or almost any object.
E vai trocando por poderes, vamos dizer assim.
But a living in a ghost normally cannot possess woohoo, but if you have the transcendent woohoo, they can transcend woohoo.
Mais ao lado maligno.
These two can woohoo. Transcendent woohoo with Summer. We're going to select it.
So exciting.
Eles vão fazer oba-oba...
Don't make food. I want you to go do that.
Dentro do sofá?
Okay.
Mas de novo,
so he's going to ask.
Não foi. Vai perguntar.
Well, that's from a different expansion pack, so ignore that. And, okay.
Vamos ver, vai ser literalmente dentro do sofá.
You can do this in so many objects. Like I said, we know what you're about.
Like we could, the bookcase, the TV.
It's like pretty much anything, almost anything you can possess.
Que bonitinho, beijinho.
I love the audio for this one. It's so like ghostly.
I was doing some research getting ready for the stream and playing at home, and my two Sims were woohooing inside a TV set, and my girlfriend walked by. She's like, what the heck is going on your screen? It's like, don't worry about it. It's the Sims.
Just Sims things.
Yeah, just Sims things.
Muito bom.
This is how you avoid a warranty.
Oh, gosh.
É, tá bom.
So, there's this woohoo, there's the coffin woohoo, and there's the crypt woohoo in this expansion. More woohoo than I expected in an expansion about death, but here we are.
E aí ela, puf, te volta a ser
Sims.
humana.
All right.
So she also has a new interaction on her husband, or her ex-husband. She's now
Olha a
widowed,
geladeira que
actually,
bonita, gente. Eu
which
amei
is
essa
new.
geladeira.
Yeah.
Mostra a geladeira, moça.
And now
Jessica,
I can
mostra a
go
geladeira.
here to our relationship, and I can actually choose to ask to stay married.
Yeah, this enables both stories, because I think some players will want to be widowed if their Sim partner dies, and some players will want to tell the story of the love that lasts through death. So now you've got that option.
Yeah, I think that's a
Por
really
mais que ele
nice
tenha
touch.
morrido,
And let's go ahead and go
ela
here
não,
and once
com essa
again,
interação,
let's
pode
try
fazer com
to
que ela continue com o
provoke
status de
Mr.
casada
Chaos.
e não viúva. Então eles continuam
Because I was going to try
com o
to
romance deles, mesmo ele morto.
get her killed.
They're busy.
Love reunited only for
Porque
it to
ele é
be
um
torn
fantasma e ele
apart
tá aí, entendeu?
again.
Ele não reencarna. Se ele reencarnasse, por
The
exemplo,
red eyes.
aí poderia
The red
considerar
eyes
ela
give
como
it away.
viúva, mas por ele estar aí na forma fantasma,
That is a
ela...
strong crow.
It is the strong crow.
Ai... Agora
I
eu
give
entendi
you
o que
everyone
aconteceu.
the murder.
A primeira... A
And
primeira ela
Crow's
teve
here.
uma segunda chance da Dona Morte, e aí agora que ela morreu,
It's like,
morreu.
I told you what would happen.
I told you.
I warned you.
I warned you. So, I was going to show this off. This is exciting. So, we have more choices where you can challenge Grim to spare the life now. So, I put some objects down. I put one from Growing Together, which is the hopscotch, and one for chess.
Okay, chess with the Grim Reaper,
O
very
que é
iconic.
hopscotch?
Yeah,
O que é
hopscotch with
hopscotch?
Grim Reaper, less iconic, but I like the energy.
It's my favorite one.
Hopscotch,
Because
que
there's a bunch
isso?
of
Que
others. Like
isso?
there's the basketball. You can play
Hopscotch.
basketball and stuff. But there's a bunch of
Hotch.
other ones. But this
Hops.
one is hilarious to me because he
Hops.
doesn't have feet.
Ai, é muito difícil
And so
escrever
you
isso.
go do it, and he's just like cheating.
Grim is very good
Amarelinha.
at games.
Jogar
He is.
amarelinha?
It's not very likely that you'll beat him. But I want her to die, so I'm not going to challenge him. But
Jogar amarelinha com a
who
Dona
knows?
Morte?
Maybe Noel's got game. We'll see, or we won't see because I don't want to find out.
Oh, Poppy.
So
Life comes at you fast.
Ai, não entendi muito.
Death
does.
comes at you faster.
poor Poppy.
Ela clicou nisso?
Poppy's like, I just got over my grandma.
Eu acho que era
Really?
jogar bolinha de gude,
Yeah, you got two ghost
e o
cards.
outro era amarelinha.
Yeah. So this is an updated menu here. This is
Foi.
part of, well, this is actually part base game update, part life and death.
Yeah.
Eu acho que aquele
So,
outro lá
wanna
era
talk
do
about it?
Yeah, so,
barato daquele
Playable
traço
Ghosts,
dela que ela
if you
tem
wanna just
da
continue
morte
playing
ao
as a
redor
ghost,
dela,
you just
sabe?
click Playable Ghosts. We
Eu acho,
made it a
não
lot
sei.
easier to become a ghost and get ghosts in your gameplay. If you don't want to control the sim, you can have them become a free roaming ghost. And then if you've unlocked it, you can also do Rebirth, which I think we're gonna dive into a little bit later. Or...
Yeah, we're going to do it through gameplay.
Okay.
So you can choose it right now, but if you also want to do your unfinished business first, you probably want to
Ela
stick
já
around as a
consegue
playable ghost.
renascer,
So,
realmente,
we're
né?
gonna
Que a
become
gente
a
tava
playable
comentando
ghost.
naquela hora.
We
Por ela
already
ter
showed
completado,
you
ela já
the,
consegue renascer
ghost
caso
panel
ela
with Ghost Mastery on
queira,
Noel.
mas ela pode dar continuidade
So,
como
I'll just show
fantasma.
you really quick though
Ah, não
that
tinha
our
entendido
Soul's
errado não, que
journey,
bom.
we have unlocked the second part here.
Now it becomes unfinished business, and if you complete this all the way, you'll get the ability to rebirth as a burning soul, which is a very powerful trait. I'll tell you more about it when we get to that part.
Yeah, definitely. And then also just for funsies with the base game update, we updated the needs so that they have new spookier style. Like,
Yeah. This is a small thing, but I know players wanted it. Just make it more sensible that you have things like a bladder need as a ghost.
Another
Is
awesome
Grim
thing.
consoling Poppy?
Quando
That's
você
cute.
morre
think
pelo
so,
corvo,
that's really
você ganha
sweet.
essa lápide, é?
Don't trust him. No, wait.
E o corvo
she's
morreu
his
também?
kid.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Okay, so another thing you can do with life and death is you can
O
set
corvo
ghost
não tá mais
color.
ali não, gente. O
So you
corvo
see that
morreu.
she just became happy, so she became green. So by default, ghosts follow their mood.
Right.
But we added this, so if you don't want to have a mood-based color, you could choose a color, and they'll just stay that color
My
all the
ghost
time.
would always be pink, obviously.
Nossa.
Yes, I like the pink one too.
Yeah.
I think in real life, I'm not sure if I want to be pink, but I love this look on a ghost. So let's go ahead and go show off Rebirth really quick. To do that, we are going to have to travel.
The afterlife.
Yeah.
To the Baleful Bog.
To the Baleful Bog. So we could check out this map a little bit later, but we are going to go here to Club Eternity, to the nightclub.
I love me a ghostly nightclub.
I do too.
This place,
especially this
looks
one,
classy, looks bougie.
I feel like that's one of the things you're most excited about at the beginning of this pack.
I love a good club.
Yeah.
In real life or in The Sims.
This one's a cool looking one. The builders did amazing.
Eu já acho que o The Sims tem muito fantasma. Com essa expansão, meu Deus do céu.
It is gorgeous.
This is Club Eternity.
Olha,
I love it.
The
Lots of ghosts come here.
It's so good.
Olha que bonita.
Booths,
Gostei da boatezinha.
Classy place.
Gótica,
this is the kind of place that has a password to enter in real life.
So let's go over here.
Ah, e fica na parte assustadora lá, na parte
during the world overview section.
O lago lá do Renascimento.
You can have an out-of-body experience.
Yeah,
this is the Baleful Bog.
If you want to play with death, as it were, if you want to be a temporary ghost, you have an out-of-body experience by swimming here.
I can't do it right now because I'm already a ghost.
You're already a ghost. You can't be a double ghost.
If you do it too much, that's one of the ways you can die. Yep. We also have our ghostly cow plant here.
Caso você esteja...
Crucible, is that what we named it?
Na sua versão humana,
você
consegue ter uma experiência sobrenatural mergulhando nesse lago e o seu sim vira fantasma por um determinado tempo apenas. Uma planta-vaca fantasma ali, vocês viram?
I love this neighborhood. It's so spooky.
And we are going to experience Rebirth. So we tell her to go on out.
Vai renascer.
Have Rebirth.
So this is a really exciting feature for me. Like, this allows you to start doing generational gameplay with just one sim. I'm the kind of player, I'll just admit it, I can only play one or two sims, and I want to do everything with them, and I never let them die. I just, like, find every in-game way of extending their lifespan. But now I can actually
kill my sims.
You're a generational player. But, like, now I can actually do that gameplay, and I can do
realmente, tem sims que a gente não quer, né, que morra, não quer que parta da melhor.
I want to see, like, 100 Rebirth challenge or something, like...
Catrina Furacão, tá no meu coração até hoje.
Really fun. And I feel like
ela morreu, mas eu trouxe ela de volta como adolescente.
Also, it's really cool for legacy
como as coisas aconteceram antes dela ser adulta.
Like, you don't want to quite give up that sim yet, but you want to like tell a new story. And
don't be scared to lose them, because you can keep on using them.
So on this screen, you're going to choose where you're going to live.
E como sim volta com as suas características, com coisas que ele, enfim, aprendeu, e etc.
You can choose an empty household and start brand new and fresh, but I want to be reborn into the Goth family here. So I'm going to choose Rebirth, and we load into Create a Sim. Originally, your sim will always start out as the genetic, like, exact of their previous life. So if you want to tell that story where you always look like you did in a previous life, you can. You can also, though, choose...
já vim grande é meio estranho.
Do genetics. I could play with the Sims genetics in this little pop-up here.
Make him look like a goth.
I could look like the actual child of the goths. So...
Tem como você voltar com a sua própria genética, como quanto das pessoas da família que você vai vir,
if I want to reset to resemble my past life, that's also an option where you can go back to it and get that again. We wanted you to be able to be reborn as any age group you wanted to tell that story.
Yeah, and depending on how far you got in your soul journey, when you are rebirthed, you might have things like the burning soul trait. You might be able to recall past life to get your old reward traits back and carry them on into the next playthrough. It's kind of like a New Game Plus in a way.
As well as like sentiments. You can also go here and you can like choose new relationship with these people if you want. So that's really nice that you can do that. Let's see. So let's go ahead and make her an infant for this. Oh, you could also be reborn as an occult if you have these expansion packs.
Dos pais, no caso,
and
né?
You can also be reborn if I want as a
Mas
ghost.
aí também é só eu colocar, né? Então, né?
If I'm a little bit older here, I can also choose a ghost. And this is part of the base game update, being able to choose a death type for your ghost. But you can also do an occult with a ghost.
I love that we were able to do this. The idea of being like a ghost vampire. Very excitingly.
Yeah, you could actually do it before this pack came out, but now so we wanted to support being able to do that for sure.
A gente tem que pensar que pelo menos tem opção, gente.
Let's go ahead and have her be reborn as an infant.
Adorable.
And this will be her mother, father, sister,
brother. Não, mas fica mostrando as coisas que veio na atualização, não, tá? Mostra só as coisas da expansão, por favor.
And as you play through again, you're gonna notice like different impacts of interacting with folks from your past life. Think almost deja vu, that kind of thing.
Like if you had a past soulmate and you're not related to them whenever you're reborn, then you could potentially find that, or like a friend, rather than like it being like a family member. It's like all about your connection with someone from before.
Vai ter conexão com a galera que já tinha alguma coisa no passado.
Whatever you...
Yeah, this thing.
I love this. I love that if you're an adult, it can fail.
The face plant?
Yeah. It can be a nice one, or you can just like face plant on the sidewalk.
Adorable.
And all of them realize, you know, that they have this new sim in their family that's like a new family member for them.
Conta como? A adoção?
It's just such a nice little story. All right. So... I think this is everything we wanted to show for our initial part of gameplay.
Our fellow Grim turns?
Yeah, let's go ahead and throw it on over to Mercy and to Mike to look at CAS.
See you guys.
See you later.
So, I'm Mercy, the host of Behind the Scenes, but a Grimturn reached out to me and asked if I'd like to participate in the developer live stream to showcase the Create Sim. So I said yes, because if you don't know something about me, I love
Agora vai mostrar o Create Sim.
All of my, like, not all obviously, but a good portion of my hours in this game are
A cegonha deixou, aí é tudo com base na interpretação, na sua interpretação, né? Tipo,
like many Create Sim fans, I love a good
caso você queira fazer a FIC, foi adotado, tá? Caso nasceu, tá?
And I have Mike, the art director, to talk us through it. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mercy. Hey, I'm Mike. I'm the art director on this pack.
Thanks for joining, Mike.
Ué, Mike, cadê você? Cadê?
Cadê? I want to walk you
Bota a cara no sol, Mike.
We all know the goth.
Tá correndo?
So I went ahead and added some additions, including Gunther Goth and Cornelia Goth as ghosts, because you can create ghosts in Create a Sim. And if you know, you know. Gunther Goth and Cornelia Goth, if you don't know, are actually the parents of Mortimer, but I killed them off because they are no longer a part of us, and you are able to do that in this pack with the features that they brought into the base game. So Death by Fire, again, if you know, you know. But regardless, one of the cool things about Create a Sim is that they added ghost assets. So I'm really excited to walk you guys through this.
Pode botar FIC.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Deixaram na porta da casa, bateram lá na porta, sabe? Deixaram na porta e tocaram a campainha.
I gotta ask.
E saíram correndo. Aí abre a porta, meu Deus, uma criança, e agora?
Always
There's so many good things in this pack. Okay, cool. We'll go with the matriarch. So, Bella Goth, ready everyone for the makeover? 1, 2, 3, bam. I mean, she's stunning! I love these items! Mike, why don't you walk us through the thought process for some of these Create a Sim items, the styles, the designs, and I'll kind of showcase all the different items here.
Thank you. We were internally calling the aesthetic.
Bonito, gostei, tá? Achei legal.
Pulls from, it takes cues from clothing and designs that are traditionally associated with death, funerals, and mourning attire in a lot of places around the world. So you'll see lots of layers and sheer materials, and materials like a sheer satin that is associated with death because it's the thin veil between this world and
militar, posso? Nenhum cabelo afro.
And then
pronto,
we tried to interject any symbolism that is known around the world as being associated with death, like you see the feathers on the collar or cameos that are
largador
with macabre players. Little bits like that we tried to stick everywhere.
This feather color, I know
a fantasia de fantasma ali.
Developers are rocking it right now, but I am such a fan of this fit.
Oh yeah.
I was like, like the Black Widow challenge. I cannot wait.
Bonito, tá?
I cannot wait to see all the Simmers out there really showcasing their Black Widow
Aí se
styles
você
with
usa
this
sapato
pack.
de conteúdo personalizado, fica lindo.
Funeral chic is what we'll call it. I'm gonna call it funeral chic.
Death
But you want
Shroud
to kind of
core.
talk us through? Oh, Death Shroud core. Noted.
Bonitinho esse macacão.
So yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about like the design choices, the color choices?
Vai, mulher, vai clicando nos
Walk you
outros.
through some of the things with our
Olha o tanto de roupa que
Bella,
tem, tá
but
vendo?
I
Eles nunca
definitely
clicam
wanna
nas
hear, like, the
roupas.
inspiration, the choices. What are some of the items and
Olha o
symbols
detalhe da
that players should look out
cobra,
for
da
when they're playing
Sonserina.
this pack?
Yeah. Start with color. That in any traditional CAS, we're trying to give you a full range, right? So one asset has a lot of usability, right? So we try to give you warm colors, cool colors, basics, black, white, neutrals. And if we're going macabre, we were trying to find a way to still give you those warms and cools, but not give you a bright red, right? So how do we still make it feel macabre? So you see a lot of these have
eu não achei senhora, não. Eu achei uma vibe um pouco mais gótica, eu achei legal.
Color gradients that are suggestive of ghostly, ethereal feeling.
Não achei nada senhora.
Always assets that feel appropriate to wear to awake. You'll see the nails are coffin shaped. The cameos.
E tá bonita a cor também, sabe? O corte também é um corte diferente, não é um corte de idoso.
You'll see the cameos, the hardware, the buckles, everything is always the collars. It's always trying to point to something that's symbolic, associated with death. Like the belt here is a memento mori buckle, and you'll see
sapatinho ali, mocassim,
butterfly collars, butterflies associated with death, or feathers, or just everywhere we could, we tried to interject that kind of universal symbolism of death.
Okay, speaking of that, we're gonna go to our next doll.
É que, mano, meu Sims é tudo piriguete, entendeu? Não importa a idade, a gente tá sempre o quê? De sainha, beira-toba, os decotão pra fora.
I love these fits! I love the item choices that you guys use. I really like how it's leaning into that really like macabre style. I have so many Sims in my game.
Esse já tô achando bem senhora, uma coisa bem, né?
One of my favorite parts of Create a Sim is that I can create so many different diverse stories just with clothing. And I think this fact nailed it because, I mean, come on. Like,
olha, que girl!
In a certain era, this is exactly what I wore. I love the tops. I like the details with the sleeves, the cut-throughs, the cutaways, and I like again that it wasn't just thought of as like items for like young adults, but like even teens too.
Facilmente uma camiseta da Avril Lavigne, cara.
I had this. I wore this.
Facilmente.
This was a look.
Yeah, we were definitely approaching it as this whole family is macabre, but the different ages might approach it differently, right? Where there's a little more contemporary for the teen.
Tá bonitinho, tá bonitinho.
Where the matriarch might have something that's a little more Victorian leaning.
I think these outfits are so cute. I love a good mix and match. Did you guys find it challenging to be able to create so many mix and match pieces? Because, like, as I was playing this and kind of giving them their makeover, I was like, man, there's so many.
Mulher, por que você sempre volta pra mesma roupa? Tem 500 roupas pra clicar. Por que você volta pra mesma?
I'm gonna hop into the shoes in just a second.
Olha o conjuntinho.
Just want to ask you about your pairings and how you put everything together.
Yeah, we do a lot of paper dolling.
Muito ver
we
Sims
take the
adulto mais
concept
sérios,
of the separates and make sure that this can work with that. Sometimes it's combinations you don't expect to work, but they do. And try to make sure we don't leave anything hanging, right? That this doesn't have any pairings, or hey, this gave me an idea. I could mix this.
É uma
with
vibe
that.
gótica, mas que também vai pra uma vibe mais cowboy. Ó, você bota chapéu de cowboy aí, a Avelândia do Norte todinho, né?
Yeah,
I'm
really excited
dos cavalos.
for the
É qual
shoes
mesmo?
in this pack particularly. One cool thing I noticed as I was going through Create a Sim, and we'll notice it when we go through here, is that you guys made a lot of like gender neutral clothing that were compatible on both genders. So on masculine and female frames, you'll see these shoes. I have Mortimer rocking these shoes, but I just love that we thought about what is not in the game and how can we add it in there.
Eu acabei de falar, vocês ouviram, né? Meu Deus!
Yeah, and just as even on just the craft side of making
das
it, I'm
rédeas,
always excited when I see something It works so great on both genders. When sometimes I wouldn't have
Esse aí
expected
também,
it
ó.
to.
Você bota, parece muito. Bota na senhorinha lá de Avelândia do Norte. Pra ela cabe perfeito. A ruga baixa. Olha, que lindinho esse pijama.
Not all of us like to wear pants when we sleep. And I just felt underrepresented. And now I feel a lot more represented with more sleep shirts. Really, really cute.
Bota de novo com a estampa pra eu ver o que é.
Swimwear. I know this showed up in the trailer, but
esse é bem uma senhora dos anos 50.
That you all put into this pack when it came to the additions and like just the thought process.
Falta só aquela touca pra nadar, sabe?
Yeah, there was definitely this one. Assets are a win when you have we have a theme for the pack. Do we have anything existing in the game that they can already use as a swimsuit? No, in this case we need something macabre. So this and the male and the female.
Ali! Ei, a gente já tem uma roupa muito parecida com aquela ali de baixo, ó. Ou não? Tô viajando. Moça, clica no fantasma. Não, não vai pro homem, não.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Tá vendo? Eles nunca mostram do jeito que a gente gosta de ver.
I mean, we all know who this is.
Bafos.
We know who this is. This is amazing.
Bem família Adams.
The pinstripes, I love the textures. The masculine Sims are really getting a lot of love in this pack.
Cara.
And I am just so excited to just see how you're able to mix and match and paper doll so many of these different looks.
Yeah, you'll see the details in like the material and the patterns that you'll
não sei se eu gostei muito não.
É
legal, mas
the pattern of the skeleton on his chest.
Legal.
One of the tops, or,
nossa, mano, esse cabelo masculino deu pau no feminino, muito mais legal.
You need to tell your story of your eccentric uncle or dad.
Nossa, os cabelos masculinos deu pau no feminino, tô passado.
Okay, details. Okay, hair.
Nossa, muito mais legal, sem dúvida.
I think that's one thing that'll definitely stand out, and there's so much.
Gente, eu simplesmente amei os cabelos masculinos.
The details, I'm kind of feeling this skunk look, so we might keep it. No, that's fine, Mortimer. I'll fix it.
Nossa,
you were talking about a little bit of the
muito.
details in the pieces, so we can go through some of those.
Nossa, essa roupa tá horrível.
Yeah, you'll see like the skull. Some of them are more subtle than others.
Igual 500 que já tem no jogo.
Skeleton shape.
Na verdade, a roupa masculina é tudo a mesma coisa.
There's a little more subtle skull there and very intricately included into the sweater.
Okay, I kind of see it. Is it right there? That skull, that skull right there. And this is the rib cage look, right?
Yeah. And then also any of the shears, we had a great opportunity to give you different patterns, so we can really get the most out of one asset.
Tem 30 desse no jogo.
Ooh, I love the cardigan patterns. Pattern seems to be a very strong theme.
Não é feio, mas é que já tem 500 desses, gente. Vocês podiam fazer umas coisas diferentes,
né? A lot of opportunity to tell the stories with pattern.
And then, of course, you give us our neutrals because it has to be versatile.
Mas legal, dá pra encaixar aí nas roupas mais formal, né? Masculino tem muita coisa formal feia.
And like I said, some of the outfits, this definitely works on femme frames, but I'm
bem vampirão esse aí, né?
I can't even lie. And the butterfly collars, I just really like the additions that this is adding. There's also, of course, just working through accessories. We do have new glasses, which are really nice. There is also some accessories and items that are locked behind careers. So that doctor's mask, I did not unlock because spoilers, y'all gotta explore some things yourselves, okay?
Como que libera essa máscara aí?
I just think there's just so much fun.
É aquela máscara do bico, né? É de algum filme?
And I really, really love how much attention was brought, especially to the masculine Sims.
De corvo, né?
Shorts. Oh, look his knees. They got shorts. They got pants. They have new styles of pants. They, like I said, a lot of them are conversions so that you could go back and forth. And then for surprise, surprise. Men's swimwear.
Meu Deus!
This is coming back.
Things I didn't know
uma pegada anos 50, né?
Outfits I didn't know I needed to see Mortimer in. And before I lose myself and get too caught up, this also works on feminine frames. Very cute. Even Bella can get some love and match her husband. So that's just a brief glimpse of some of the masculine items.
Parece, sabe o quê? A roupa do Kiko, quando eles vão pra Acapulco. Ou não, eu tô maluco.
So the same thing that you saw on Bella also works on Mortimer. Very nice, very thoughtful, very good looking. Now, it would not be a Sims game if we didn't have a full body outfit. Who's responsible for this, Mike?
Nina. All Nina. This is, yeah, the idea was, well, if we're going to do a crow costume, we've got to do like the creepiest macabre version possible, like a turn of the century handmade nightmare fuel version of the costume.
Olha a fantasia!
She did an amazing job. I love the like hand stitching, so it seems like a homemade costume. And don't worry, the kiddos get them too. So we'll jump to Alexander, who also got his little.
Pô, aquele cara do fantasma, moça. Nunca te vi Mércia.
He's so cute.
Que bonitinho.
Look at him. Much of the hairstyles do convert to children as well, so you can absolutely explore some
cabelo dele deu uma surra
children as well. But
no feminino. Nossa, muito legal.
Cute. He's so adorable.
Olha que bonitinho.
I feel like this pack was made for the Goth family.
Gente,
all dressed up and ready to go to a wake.
Yeah, just like this too.
Ai, que legal.
Again, I love all the homemade costume work that we did in this. I think it's really nice what the team has put together. Very, very cute. And then it seems like we have a little outfit for him that I believe this is
verdade, tá igualzinho a roupa das famílias Adams. Tá uma pegada muito anos 50, sabe?
You'll see outfits that are a little more extreme, a little more costumey, and you'll see the tatters at the base that they were made to, all right, if you're telling your story as a ghost, then these can, here's some CAS assets that are made for that.
É daquele cara de...
Let's
ópera, sei lá.
Over to femme,
Oxi.
so we can look at some of the femme items. Cute buns.
Oxi, tinha alguma coisa ali no nome.
Sweater.
Tava o nome, sobrenome, tinha alguma coisinha pra clicar ali. O que era aquilo?
And then there's some full body assets. Oh my gosh. I mean, I know this is a dress, but
não,
I
horrível.
use this as a
Não vem com oh my god, não.
Okay. You can use it for whatever you want, Simmers. Play your way.
Imagina a criança indo dormir. Ah, isso não é nem pijama, meu pai amado. Não.
Super cute.
Bota o chapéu de cowboy.
I need to get this out of my system. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Bota o cabelo da Vandinha. Ah, isso é bonito.
I just really like the combinations that we have here.
Isso é bem bonito.
Right now, I'm exploring this pack with just base game and the pack, Life and Death. But I can imagine using this for like, you know, cold weather, hot weather, all sorts
verdade, né? Quem joga desafio das décadas aí vai dar pra dar uma brincada ali. E não, gente, não falei desafio da década. Não me falar, Luque faz desafio. Não vou fazer, gente. Não vou fazer. Me fala qualquer desafio, menos desafio da década. Olha o pijaminha do putinho de fantasma, meu Deus!
Yeah, everywhere we cut, you know.
Ai, não é um pijama, meu Deus, é uma roupa normal. Essas roupas tem tudo cara de pijama, que isso?
The family has a full vibe and everybody needs their
não vou fazer. Saco, odeio esse desafio. Não vou fazer.
A little crow told me that you think children in all black are a little bit scary.
Nossa, eu tô impressionado com a Mércia, porque a gente tem uns gostos totalmente contrário. Se eu quero que ela clique, ela não clica. Aí, ó, o fantasminha, ela clicou 2 segundos e já tirou. Os feios, ela bota cor por cor.
I
fantasminha,
think it looks lovely. And all of these items are also good on the, even if you switch frames, so it's going to take it out, but you can absolutely still see that these outfits are available for little baby masculine Sims too. Toddlers also got some love, so let's go back and check out some of the toddler looks. Ooh. So cute.
Mesma coisa, não tem que mostrar, né? Tá bom.
Okay, sorry.
You're welcome.
There is a new top. Again, some of those symbolisms, the butterfly, I think that's one of the symbols of life and death. Am I...
Yeah, it's true. And, you know, softened up for a toddler.
A golinha é horrível, mas é fofinho.
Your adorable little toddler still has a dark side.
Só isso?
I love that.
Meu Deus.
And these are
uma camisetinha só. Meu Deus.
So cute. I love toddlers. I love infants. I think this is how I get to explore it because as someone who does not have children, The Sims is where I have my babies. And I am really excited. Like, she's so cute. I love this baby.
Para de mentir.
We're going to give her the black and red because she is part of the goth family.
Você não precisa
but
disso.
just so that our players can see some of the color swatches. You also added some light colors, you know, so that it's versatile. But I think these are really cute items. And really thoughtful items.
Ao contrário, parece. Eu, hein? Ah, isso tá bonitinho.
And then, yeah, of course, can't do it without a, you know, thank you, Nina. I can make a family of crows. The things I didn't know I needed.
Fofinho.
Very cute. And these swatches are also accurate to crow colors, I believe.
They are.
Yeah.
Parece pombo.
Fun facts that I learned working at The Sims and playing with The Sims is that I get to learn that crows have all these colors. So let's see. Let's go into the Ghost Create a Sim. So again, cool things about this is Gunther Gott, the father. Cool things that you'll see is that you can go ahead and toggle on and off so you can get a better idea of, again, what your ghost looks like when he was
Que legal,
alive.
tem como
So,
você tirar o fantasma para você enxergar melhor. Ele é fantasma, mas tem como você trocar ali para melhor visualizar.
So, from there, let's look at some of the ghost items. There's a whole new category for ghost full body.
Olha!
Time out. I love the idle animation.
Uma nova categoria para fantasma, roupa de fantasma ali. Clica, mulher, pra gente ver.
But we're going to turn off the ghost overlay and look at
É
some
sem
of
as
the full body items
pernas.
that are available for
É
ghosts.
sem as pernas ali, ó. Tô vendo daqui, ó.
So,
Meu
do you want
Deus.
to talk us through some of the thought process of these items and clothing choices?
Yeah,
Olha,
these get a
os
little,
alargadorzão,
like
cara.
we're hinting at with the children that you know, we give you some a little more extreme, right? If you
A
want
mão.
someone to
Olha a
your
mão.
ghost who's been haunting the manor for a long time, right? So you need some
Mão de esqueleto.
more period clothing, right? Where the living Sims have contemporary
Oh,
clothes
da
that are
hora.
inspired by the past. These could possibly be a couple 100-year-old Sims, right? So their clothing's dated.
Mas é só fantasma que pode usar e
also you'll
ponto?
notice the bony hands and sometimes a bony rib cage poking
Acho
through
que não,
here
né?
or there.
Porque
Oh,
aí
I
é
love
só
the bony rib cage one. Let me
fica na
pull
canela, né?
that so that
Aí,
players
ó.
can see it. How cool is
Você viu com
that?
sapato?
Can you guys see it in there? It's like a little rib cage. Y'all got
Ai, dá pra ver
y'all got a little
a costela que
with this one.
Isso aqui. Esse é seu nome?
And there are also really nice items for the female Sims. So let's look at those ghostly items. Toggle on and off. So that's what it looks like on. Again, this is an outfit that you can also wear not as a ghost, but there is a ghostly version with the fingertips, the creepy fingers, the creepy hands.
Da hora.
And the wear and tear, man. Again, I think one of the
Tem como pôr anel?
stars of the cast in these items is the details that they offer.
Tem como
both
colocar a
simple
unha?
as well as like the wear and tear look that matches the environment that the game is
Tem
in.
como
Like,
colocar a unha nessa mão de
Yeah.
gesso? De gesso, de osso.
Yeah.
this is really nice. I think the team did such a
hora.
lovely job with the items in this pack. I don't want to spoil it all. There's a lot to explore in this pack.
Isso é legal também,
Mike, do you have
hein?
a Whoa.
Olha, dá pra ver também os
Sorry,
ossos ali, ó.
discovery, real-time discovery. This is wild. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
you know, it's what happens when you die, so it's not
Yeah.
inaccurate. Yeah, I'm really excited to explore this track. I think the team did such a lovely job. I'm gonna put her in a ghosty outfit so that she's like her back isn't all exposed. She can go into her ghost form. But Mike, do you have any favorite items from this pack? Is there anything you think I missed that you would want the community to see?
I think you gave them a pretty good overview.
Da hora.
Amazing. Yeah, we're
this,
gonna sit on
yeah,
the
you
matriarch.
got it.
There's lots of, like I said, there's just so
Se parar
much
pra
to explore.
pensar,
It's
não é pouca
impossible.
coisa, tá?
The challenge was
Oh,
to try
hair,
and do it in 30
hair.
minutes. Oh, hair. The hairs. Yes. Please
Show
talk to us
off
about your color
all
blocking.
the ombres, the color blocking. I love the approach here to give that again, like the clothes that have the ombres in them. We were trying to
Nunca entenderei isso, tá? Nunca entenderei.
Like, what would a ghost
A gente não poder mudar somente a mecha.
Ghost-inspired hairstyle be?
Bota no acessório, gente, igual criador de conteúdo personalizado. Você vai lá no acessório e vai mudando a cor. Ia ser perfeito.
Or this,
eu quero meu cabelo de uma cor com o colorido de outro, não tem como. É isso aqui que a gente impõe, pronto. Não é difícil pra eles implementar esse negócio aí.
I love this. I love this combination. It's so pretty. Okay, so hairs, and again, some of these hairs are very versatile, so you'll see them on both masculines and feminines.
E aquele cabelo ali que parece bastante com o da Velândia do Norte lá. Meu Deus, eu esqueci o nome da expansão da Velândia do Norte. Esse aqui, ó. Igualzinho um que já tem.
Special sim also has this included in. So we put little elements and teases throughout the pack. It's very cute and very thoughtful.
O disfarçadinho ali com uma foice feita na navalha.
Fun to explore, and I think there's just so many little create a sim wins that are in
o masculino só tem um a menos.
Get to have fun exploring. But Mike,
aí,
thank you
mesma
so
coisa.
much. Simmer, thank you so much for having me on. There is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and there's more to see. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this spirit of Mike right back over to Jessica and Morgan.
Tá bom, volta lá pra Jessica. Vai mostrar o
Hi everyone.
Welcome back.
I'm Morgan, once again back.
I'm Jessica, also once again back.
And Mike's
continuam as mesmas, que bom.
Hey, everybody.
Mike.
Elas não mudaram de nome, não.
So, during this section, we are going to show you Ravenwood, and then we'll look at some of our build buy objects that we have in this expansion.
Tá, vai mostrar os
looks like a department store you built, almost.
Yeah, it does kind of look like one. So here you can see.
Em relação à jogabilidade mesmo, galera, é aquilo,
I do have
viu?
all packs installed, so you can see cross pack.
Pra mim, o que é mais interessante mesmo é
as we might see anything that's cross pack, but this
velório.
is
De resto
Ravenwood and our new bubble. I think it's beautiful.
Vamos jogar uma vez, depois nunca mais.
Definitely wanted to show this off with our crow. Love this one.
Yeah, I love it.
And then we will do, I loved seeing you give art direction on it because there was so much I didn't think about with crows and the differences
Ana, a maioria
das
das coisas
that I've learned on this pack.
dá essa impressão de acho que já vi isso em algum lugar.
The difference between Gothic and
Quando não é do próprio jogo, é de
Yeah.
conteúdo personalizado.
So do you want to tell us about the 3 different neighborhoods here, Jessica?
Yeah, so there's like a whole spectrum of experience on this pack, from life to death, and it's reflected in the neighborhoods. We have on the living side the countryside neighborhood, which is very much grounded in reality. And then you have the afterlife, which is obviously beyond the veil. It's very spooky. It's where you're going to see grim and like all the supernatural stuff. And then you've got the balance point where the veil is thin is the village, and it's this really nice storytelling through just the world building.
Yeah. So there's also festivals in each of these.
Yeah.
You can see here, Crow's Crossing, you have the Try Before You Die casket sale. I love that one. The Crow's Crossing Celebration of Life, Ravenwood Family Day. Up here in the Whispering Glen, you have the Moon Revelry.
That one's my favorite. I love the idea of a bunch of Sims just just naked underneath the moon, just being kind of rowdy.
That's only during the full moon that they get naked.
Well, that's the best time to do it.
The rest of the time they've got their clothes on. And then there's 2 festivals in Morning Vale. The Afterlife Anonymous Festival and the Thinned Festivale.
These are hard to say.
They are. So a lot of these festivals, I think they're great. Definitely check those out whenever you are in game here. We already saw Crow's Crossing, so I'm thinking we will hop in and look a little bit at Morningvale, and then we'll come over and look at this neighborhood whenever we...
store.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to say. These lots were built by some of our creators, so wanted to give them a shout out here. They were made by Create for Sims, Symphony, Sophie the Sim, and Kate Emerald. So
much love.
It's
such a great job.
Yeah, they did wonderful. Love them. The only one they didn't make here is my weird Hay Hill. Like this is the lot with all the build buy stuff I put down. It's normally an empty lot. So I guess giving you a quick overview, we have a pre-made house that's a 20 by 20, a nightclub that's a 30 by 30, a 30 by 20 residential that's a starter home you can move into directly, a 30 by 30 empty lot, Over here we have a bar, which also has a bunch of things for hosting a funeral in it, 30 by 30. The Gomez family lives here, 30 by 30. The Aether family lives here, 50 by 50. They have a very fun story. I like their story. I won't get into it and spoil it, but that one's full. And this one's normally a 64 by 64 empty lot, so this is where I'm now going to be living with all my horses, the horse ranch expansion. Down here, we have the Spectre family. They don't actually have a baby. I don't know where that baby came from.
Sims be simsing.
Sims be simsing. Our 64 by 64 cemetery, which you can place in any world on...
Yeah, you can build your own cemeteries.
Definitely. A starter plus. I think we've gone through most of these whenever we were in that neighborhood. A starter and then an empty,
gorgeous
pre-built empty lot. Yeah. So let's go ahead and load in here to the Azadi Gomez household, and we will just check out this neighborhood real quick before we go into build buy in the other one. So this is the Morningvale neighborhood. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the art inspiration for this one, Mike?
Yeah, Morningvale. The afterlife is it's the afterlife, so all bets are off. Where the entire
Mike é diretor de arte,
inspired by Romania, but in the afterlife, things get a little stranger. The sky is different. The time is different, right? The colors of everything. You'll see in that the waters, the beautiful spectrum of colors, but we refer to it like it's beautiful as in like an oil slick on top of the water. You see a rainbow, and that's beautiful. There's a twist, a dark twist to it. So yeah, you'll see a lot of layers of history in this neighborhood. There people have been using this for eons, and hopefully you see all that when you're telling your stories.
Yeah, I love all the details around here. Like, I think the first time I saw the bonefish here, I freaked out. The cow plant's amazing. I love all the like even like the architecture with like the hidden motifs everywhere is beautiful.
It feels almost like a place out of time.
So there's a town hall here as well you can click on that you can read about. You can visit the archives. You can also focus camera to like see the different places around this area. So right now we don't have a festival going up, but if I was like, I wonder where the Afterlife Anonymous Festival is, it'll take you right there. So you can see this is where it will be set up and happening.
This one's fun. It's very tongue-in-cheek.
And then we also have the Guardian Tree and Alice, who is the ghost mother, who has her own quest lines. So, you can go alone. We won't go back to Grim Career right now. So, she is the weeping mother, and she has her own quest.
There's a lot to uncover here.
Yeah.
Her relationship with certain other ghostly Sims.
Aquela casa é papelãozão.
And this is where the
não tem nada dentro, você clica nela e mostra a localização de alguns lugares.
And there's like some local customs and lore around that, and that's also a very fun one to attend.
E o que é essa árvore que não precisa atenção, meu Deus?
This is just a really beautiful otherworldly
esse casarão aí, esse casarão.
Let's go ahead and go back to manage worlds, and we will hop into the countryside one to look at it really quick.
Não presta atenção na árvore. O que faz a árvore?
You said that these were inspired by Romania. Mike, do you want to talk about
that? A árvore ali, a gosma no chão, eu tava indignado com aquele casarão, é só
all three neighborhoods,
lugar que te leva pra localização. Você clica ali, tem a árvore, tem um portal, tem não sei o quê, tem um negócio no chão.
Focused on the living, not as much of the ghostly stuff.
É que geralmente os papelão ficam no cantinho, né? Não no meio da cidade, daquele tamanhão grande, bonito.
We're going to
Romania pra tirar foto na frente?
It's such a beautiful country. We wanted to show off the natural beauty of it, the Carpathian Mountains.
Nossa, a construção tá, ó, divina, tá? Não tem o que reclamar. Lindo.
Part of the world. Just this beautiful landscape. Really inspired.
Já o lote, assim, né? O lugar em si. Meu Deus, um rostão. A Vilândia do Norte todinha.
So he's crying right now because it's a full moon, and during the full moon, he cries.
Que legal.
There's a lot of fun stuff like that in the world if you explore it. Like a lot of nuance and things you can discover.
This is actually the location where the Moon Revelry Festival will happen, right over here, whenever it is up and going. And then we also have these really fun collector signs that are around in the neighborhoods that you can click on that sometimes somebody will come and you can, oh, that's not one. Sometimes somebody will come and you can sell your collectibles to them, but also if you click on them, they can show you the focus camera stuff. So these will take you to Moon Revelry, the Ancestor, which is the name of that face cliff, or the Tarot Tome Shrine here. But also, there will sometimes be a person here that you can sell your collection items to, which is exciting. So just showing off this neighborhood a little bit and how beautiful it is. But let's go ahead and go back to Manage World so that we can load into that lot.
The Sears lot.
Nada.
The Sears lot, the one that is not pretty.
Pelo menos eu não ri sozinho, Mob.
Yeah.
It feels like my childhood, like hanging out at the mall, the department store.
Okay, let's go and build here.
É, mulher, tem mais 15 minutos só, bora.
It's Afterlife, for sure. Like, I think it's one of the most unique neighborhoods we've ever done. Like, it just, like I said, it feels like a place that's outside of time. There's, it's kind of imposing in a way, but not necessarily alienating. Like, I really love the energy of it.
That makes sense. How about you, Mike? Do you have a favorite one?
Oh, I can't say I have a favorite. They all have their own. They all have their own charm, and I love that there's a great range.
Ai, que bonito os detalhes da porta. Gostei, tá?
You'll find your own favorite.
That's fair. That is definitely fair. I think they're all good for storytelling. We definitely wanted them to all be good for living Sims and ghost Sims in their own ways.
What's your favorite?
Oh, Crow's Crossing, for sure.
Yeah.
I like the kind of like realism, but also a little bit haunted. I think that's very fun. But like I said, I'm going to play a horse family here with the Horse Ranch expansion. I'm looking forward to that. That might be what I do.
São muito fraquinhos mostrando as coisas, né, gente?
Looking at our build buy. I have everything
Por isso que quando lançar, a gente vai fazer vídeo,
Mike,
viu?
Mostrando tudo de novo. Talking about the doors and the architecture, I can kind of run over it as you're telling them.
Yeah. So we again, as we mentioned, we're in Romania. So all the build is based on Neo-Romanian architecture.
Quando você é produtor, você dá valor para umas coisas.
We have a death pack, so you'll see some skulls.
Que tipo, deve ter sido muito complicado fazer determinadas coisas e tal. Que pro público no geral meio que tanto faz, sabe?
We have obviously a skull.
Aí eles dão uns focos numas coisas que pra gente é tipo.
But yeah, you'll see this. It's this beautiful combination of Western influence with some also Eastern, some Ottoman influence. So I think this build's going to play real nice with other packs that people have.
Tem a versão limpita e a versão suja também. Achei legal.
Also,
I love too these
Nossa, lindo, tá?
greenhouse windows.
Bem bonito.
Oh yeah.
Esse daí tem a versão quebrada, não tem? Cadê?
Olha a versão quebrada. You guys mentioned earlier that we tried to give you with these windows different options. Here's the intact, here's the broken version.
Pra colocar
so if you want to tell your haunted version of the house, you don't have to use the same broken pattern in every instance of that window. You can have a mix.
Yeah. And up here we have some new roofs.
Também, hein?
Oh, I don't know if we mentioned it, but you can place these roof decals on the floor too.
Yep.
A lot of flexibility here.
Buraco.
They're amazing. I love them.
Legal que isso tipo, é literalmente buraco.
All right, so let's go downstairs and look at all the build by. So there are so many wallpapers. It might flicker. We'll see if it does. But we've got these owls that are amazing.
I love how these actually layer with each other properly.
Do you want to talk about our wallpapers at all, Mike?
Yeah, we tried to give you a full range, right? So some of those that were meant initially to be more for the kids room, like the crows. We were trying to give you your full range. Are you doing your stuffy library in an old mansion, and so you want a traditional wall, or do you want something a little more modern? And we thought we were doing something a little more for the child's room with the ravens, of course, macabre child, but then Game Changer used it in the
Olha
the
quanto
nightclub,
tijolinho.
and then
Que
it fit
susto!
perfectly,
Quanto
so
tijolinho.
nice to see when it works.
Pedra.
But yeah, trying to give you all the
There's just so
pieces
many
you need.
walls here.
Olha, gente, são cimentos queimados, coloridinhos, ou impressão minha?
Yeah, amazing. And this is the new floor tile
Nossa,
we have
passando
as well,
arrastado
all
desse jeito
from
é
off
muito
the
ruim.
grid,
Mulher do
just so we
céu,
can see
eu
it.
fico tonto.
So we also have some amazing wall things here. We have these are like the Grimm posters. I love the artwork. This one's amazing.
Se o buraco não alterar a
like the
luz
hidden
do cômodo,
skulls. I didn't
não
know about this
quero.
until you told me about it.
Yeah, you want to tell the hidden skull story on this one, Mike? That's my favorite hidden skull story.
At the
Nossa,
very
legal esse
beginning,
quadro da Dona
the
Morte, tá?
artist, there were too many skulls. People were hitting
Oh,
that
isso daí é
button
da
a little
hora.
too hard. So I said, no more skulls. We can't have non-stop skulls everywhere. And we ended up coming. This was the first asset that we came to the rule of if Mike doesn't see it, if he can't see the skull in the first 8 seconds, then it's in. And this was
Eles
the
dão
first
valor
one
pra umas
that they
coisas que a
slid
gente meio que
past me.
tipo. Bora pro
Yeah,
próximo.
first 8 weeks, I would never notice that there's a skull here.
I didn't know
Yeah.
it was there until
Mostra
you
os outros
told me that
quadros,
story.
gente. Esse daí já viu, já mostrou.
I love all these decals. And then this
Lindo,
is...
mas pô.
These ones are good too. But this is my new favorite
My
piece of
favorite.
art.
I want these on the wall at home so
Hora
bad.
da carta.
Yes.
Yeah.
These are just all of the tarot cards we
Todas
have,
as
but as art.
cartas. Ai,
These
que
are all like
legal.
super lore deep cuts too.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite, Mike?
Ah, da hora, tá?
No, there. I'd say Grimm. I can't pick them because I have to look at them all. So,
Mike também não tá acostumado a
it's a
acordar
great-
cedo, que nem a Jéssica.
It's a great
Tadinho, tá
example
quase parando.
of, how did the Sims do tarot, right? And how do we incorporate our story into it, make it simmy? Nina put so much work into this, and it shows. What it was initially just supposed to be the cards, and then we said we have to show this off. It has to become
E cadê a Nina?
a poster on the wall and frame it.
What's your favorite?
My favorite's Judgment. It's the cowplant one. That one. I love this one. This is so fun.
Yes. I love this one too. My favorite is Princess
Então, tá
Cordelia.
vendo? É a visão do
This is
produtor, que a
our
Nina,
Princess
ela, mano, a
Cordelia
Nina, ela
reference for the
esforçou
expansion
muito pra
pack,
fazer toda a
and,
pesquisa e blá blá blá, e
I think
fazer
this
os
is a really
desenhos,
good
não sei o que, blá
example
blá blá,
of
e
the deep cut lore.
desenvolver
This is
isso
a
aqui,
pirate ship
lá,
because she had a bunch of
Tipo, a
pirate
gente é tipo, então
lovers,
tá.
and then down here the
Todo
carrots
valor a
and the
Nina, pô,
strawberries.
Nina,
That's
você
how
é
you can
foda,
determine
mas...
the gender of a baby whenever a sim is pregnant,
Sabe?
and she's pregnant here. And like just the thought that went into all
Já
of
pode
these.
pôr
I
outro.
think another favorite one of mine is this is from Sims Medieval.
Been a minute.
The pit
Yeah,
piece
yeah.
is down here. Like, I don't know. I love those. We made sure that, like while we have these amazing beds, there's like a toddler bed
Ai, a
as
cama
well
não
in
go...
this
A
pack.
segunda cama é legal.
So cute.
Segunda
And
cama é
I
legal.
love
Essas
the
camas muito
bassinet
clássicas eu não
that's super
gosto, porque não combina
creepy.
com nada.
That is haunted for sure.
Ursinho novo,
Oh no. Yeah, it probably is.
caixão.
There's a
Será que o
coffin
vampiro pode
bed,
dormir nesse caixão? Ou
all
esse caixão é
these
só de
awesome
enfeite?
chairs.
Será que o caixão do vampiro
And
serve?
then these are all good
Ai,
for
amei essas
heirlooms. These
cadeiras,
are our
olha.
decoration objects.
Esse
and
sofá
Really
é
great
puzzle
set
lindo.
rewards.
dressing in this back.
Yes. The rugs are amazing, I feel like. Very
Aí, os
versatile.
negócios legais que é pra mostrar,
I
ela
love that we
passa
got this one
correndo.
small and also in big.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to show
E a
off
barraquinha ali, ó, do tarô?
too.
Ali que tira um tarô ali
We
dentro?
have like this, which is great for heirlooming our quilt. So you can heirloom this, and that is wonderful. I love
Isso, um
the
porta-tapete.
little Grimm.
Deixa o tapete
I
ali
never noticed
pendurado.
that before.
Yes.
I never play this
Meu
zoomed in.
Deus, que
And
bonitinho.
everyone loves a new kitchen.
It's so
Olha essa
bougie, but
geladeira,
also
gente. Eu
very
amei a geladeira.
severe.
Meu Deus,
I'm
eu
sure
amei o
Mike has
fogão.
better
Meu
words
Deus,
for
eu
that
amei o
style,
balcão.
but severe is the one that comes to
Gente,
mind.
que lindo!
Yeah, we were trying to ride that
Yeah,
line where it feels like it's,
Nossa, eu amei.
it's appropriate
Ai, uma
for the
máquina de
pack.
lavar ali
There's
também.
shapes and materials
Gente,
that
olha a
feel
pia.
like funerary, like
As
the
pias.
cabinets
Nossa, o
with some
chuveiro. Gente, que
drapes that kind
lindo.
of feel like a funeral carriage.
Nossa,
the countertops,
amei.
same material you'd use maybe for a headstone.
Amei a
But
cozinha.
the
Nossa.
fixtures, when it's all put together, it still feels like something you could have in a modern house.
Definitely.
Gente, amei.
And this thing scares me.
I think it's
Banheiro,
cute.
amei cozinha e banheiro.
I'm
Que
afraid of
lindo.
it.
It's cute until it
Por
starts
cima.
moving.
We have the new crypt with 3
Então, você
different,
viu? É
very
3
distinct
horas no quadro
variants on
e
it
no que é
that you can
interessante
place
ver,
down.
eles não
It's not
mostram
just
nada.
open street.
That third
saco,
one gives
véi.
me like Vegas crypt or something.
I think they're amazing. And then we have this no ghost sign that you can place down that prevents ghosts from being on your
proibido
lot.
fantasma. Isso
This
faz com que um fantasma não
amazing
apareça? Que legal.
Banner. This one's my favorite.
Os baratinhos dos
Stream
eventos.
lights. I know watching
Deve
videos,
acontecer
people
cada semana
are in love
eventinho
with
diferente.
those. I think they're so cool. And then if you don't want to actually kill off a sim and you just want to build a funeral, we have a ton of different colors and options for designing and decorating.
Nossa, eu espero que tenha outro andar, porque, gente, é pouquíssima coisa que tem aí, né?
So these
Será
are
que tem outro andar com
wonderful.
mais coisa?
And then, like I said before, this is not the pack I would expect 2 swing sets in.
Yeah, it's I think swings are creepy. I've made that very clear. But it was a nice surprise to be able to get these things in the world. The monkey bars also.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the
Bem gótico, da
very
hora.
twisted swing set. But it didn't feel right in the countryside, so we had to give you a second one.
But
Aquilo
this is
ali,
for
aquilo ali é
moonbathing, so
não é um...
that's what we have here. And then we didn't see it during the funeral, but this is a funeral, like, send-off
É onde deixa os
cannon.
corpos, os túmulos, sabe?
So,
Cripta, é uma
yeah.
cripta, sei lá.
I don't know. Any other objects?
Tipo, tem gente que é enterrado direto no chão, tem gente que é daquelas caixonas grandes, tem gente que fica dentro desses...
Yeah, you'll see, you know,
dessas
trying to give you a
casinhas,
mix
sabe?
of, does it feel like an antique or a modern interpretation, but even the modern ones still feel like...
Geralmente é gente muito
everything
rica que
should
fica
feel
dentro
kinda
dessas capelinhas aí.
Because what great manor doesn't have a bunch of candles in it?
Ó, vê lá o sofá, moça.
They feel
Also
so
a
luxury. I love
Ai,
mixing
linda
and
essa luminária
matching.
aí também, com várias luzes. Ó, as velhinhas no triângulo também, chique.
Well, is there anything else you want to take a look at here from Build By, Jessica or Mike?
I think the bars are gorgeous.
Oh, the bars, yes.
Os bares ali também tá
I
bem
can dream of
legal.
having such a nice bar in my home.
Yeah. I love this
Tá
overhead
bem
too.
bonito. Olha esse chuveiro, gente.
Yeah.
Olha esse chuveiro, que lindo.
Oh, they're
Olha,
so
tem uma
good.
luz em cima, que da hora.
And then I think I showed these off before, but these are the grave sites where you can like decorate them. And I love how many options there are for these plots.
Jazigo? É, eu acho que esse é
We
o
do
nome,
have
Jazigo.
2 altars. I think we showed the one before,
Mausoléu?
but there's like a more outdoorsy style stone
Yeah,
one.
these memorial displays, they're highly customizable, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
Really, you put almost anything on them that you can normally slot onto a table, and it lets you tell really bespoke stories for the life of that sim. So put the items that you think are appropriate for for honoring them on it.
Definitely. Some
Então,
amazing
parando pra dar uma olhada, sabe? Bem
bookcases
pouquinho, gente. Será que tem outro andar com mais coisas?
that I love. You can
Yeah.
like slot them together. So, yeah.
Que conecta?
And all the heights. So you can have your super grand library.
Definitely. And then I think these chairs are really cool too because they look like
Olha,
look
tem
so
uma mesinha ali
they look
também.
a little medicine
Tipo um
to me.
aparador.
Not gonna lie to
Nossa,
you, they
lindo.
they
Todos
look
esses que é
horrifying
preto
to
com,
sleep in.
com detalhe dourado,
But
que
also,
combina,
I
que
love, like, the
conversa,
little,
é
like,
maravilhoso.
Like the little details in these.
Tem
like,
esse
look
mais
at the
clássico
little
também,
crows
bem
on them.
bonito.
And they go really well
Yeah.
with like these decals over here.
The chairs are great.
Amazing.
É
It's a
que,
great
né,
way
eu
to
gostei, é
dial in.
bonito, mas
Are
assim,
you
é
going for a more
bem mais
traditional
do mesmo.
room
Não tem
or a
muita
more modern room?
novidade diferente.
So we try
I'll
to
take
give you
that
a
couch
good
Eu acho que o que mais me
Couches.
deu um tchan na questão de móveis é esses daí, com as perninhas douradas,
Definitely.
sabe? Preto com as
Yeah.
perninhas douradas. É o que mais me deu
The
um...
whole art team and you just did like
interessante.
amazing. These are so good. So I think that is everything we were wanting to show off today. Thank you so much for joining us
Acabou.
and for going through the whole pack. We're extremely excited, obviously, and
Yeah, thanks so much, folks. I really
tem
hope
que
you
eu,
enjoy this
viu?
pack.
Tem que
and,
eu.
yeah, I want to see all your
Muito
cool
animada você,
builds and all
Jéssica.
your cool
Adorei te
stories you're trying
conhecer.
to tell
Morgan,
with this
você é
one.
incrível. E
all
Mike,
right,
da próxima vez
let's
você
go ahead and
se
send it back
aparece.
to our Grinturn then.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Tchau, tchau. See you later.
Ugh, so many souls to reap today. Did I get Employee of the Month for this? Now, how did you like everything the Sims team showed you today? Can I expect to see you all in the Headless headquarters next week? Ready to shepherd some souls alongside me? Maybe then I'll show you my true identity. The Sims 4 Life and Death Expansion Pack launches on October 31st. If you buy by December 12th, you get the Macabre Mementos digital content. Until then, we have 2 haunting events happening on the official Discord server now. Join, unless you're scared.
Muito bom. Tá falando que vai lançar não sei o que, compra não sei o que, vem lá o negócio, blá blá blá. É a Dona Morte ali, a Dona Morte. Entendeu? Você comprando até dia 12, sei lá, de janeiro, fevereiro, sei lá, você ganha aqueles itens especiais. E, gente, se vocês forem compra na Instant Game, nossa parceira oficial, viu? Sei que a diferença do valor não tá tão grande quanto as do passado, mas se você comprar lá, você me ajuda diretamente, viu? E é isso. Pra quem não sabe, não faço mais parte da EA Creator Network, então eu não vou receber antecipadamente, tá? Provavelmente aí quem recebeu passe a publicar ou hoje ou a partir de hoje, enfim, vai publicar, mas esperem o meu vídeo, tá? Pra assistir, porque só a gente faz do jeito que a gente faz, que a gente gosta, né? Então, no dia 31 aí, quando lançar, eu vou fazer, mostrando todo o Create assim, mundo, móveis e tal, bonitinho, do ponto de vista de um jogador, né? E não de um produtor, né? Enfim, o que vocês acharam? Vocês gostaram? Vocês curtiram? Gostaram? Curtiram? Vão comprar? Vão querer jogar? Eu, sinceramente, pelo que eu vi agora, óbvio, eles não mostram tudo, mas eles mostram as principais funções. Em relação à carreira da Dona Morte, eu achei bem... então tá, eu acho que é aquilo, a gente vai jogar de primeira, vai ser novidade, vai curtir. Mas pra gente jogar uma segunda vez nessa carreira, a gente vai demorar, sabe? A gente tem que passar um bom tempo pra gente conseguir jogar de novo, pra não perder a graça, porque meio que vai ficar muito mais do mesmo. Eu acho que se torna muito repetitivo, né? Como a do ao trabalho. Quando você é médico, você adora jogar. Chega um determinado momento que tipo, tá bom, né? E quando você chega no 10, é isso. Você não vai querer que, por exemplo, minha filha seja médica de novo pra eu voltar na carreira jogando médico. Você não vai querer fazer tudo de novo, né? Então, é um negócio que você joga, é divertido a primeiro contato, mas depois você fala, então tá. A questão do velório em si, isso eu acho que vai dar um tchan, né? Toda a questão do testamento, a gente tem que fazer o testamento, dividir herança, os móveis da casa, enfim. Eu achei isso bem legal, achei isso bem interessante. Para o The Sims, que é um jogo de simulação de vida, eu acho que isso é essencial pro jogo, sabe? Eu acho que isso traz um tchan, traz um plus, né? Algo que deveria já ter no The Sims há muito tempo, né? Não 10 anos depois. Mas, por esse lado aí do velório, afins, achei muito legal. Achei bem bacana. A questão da jornada da alma, achei meio... não sei, talvez eu não tenha entendido muito, porque tá em inglês também, e achei meio bosta. Mas, aparentemente... meio que então tá, né? Então tá, você chega ali e completa, você vai conseguir reencarnar. A questão de reencarnar achei bem legal. Eu acho que eles poderiam mostrar um pouco mais dessa questão de quando você reencarna. Como é que você volta na questão... conversar com alguém que você tinha um contato na outra vida. E também as suas habilidades e afins, por exemplo. Se eu tinha 10 de ginástica, quando eu for fazer ginástica, será que vai subir mais rápido? Ou será que quando eu me torno adolescente, a minha ginástica já pula para um 5 da vida? Sabe? Eu acho que seria bem interessante caso fosse desse jeito, né? Que eles poderiam ter mostrado, explorado um pouco mais. Mas enfim, a gente vai ver e jogar a gente pra gente tirar também nossas próprias conclusões. Enfim, gente... é isso, né? Vamos ver, vamos esperar. Dia 31 tá aí, comprem pela estante, né? Ajuda nós. Ajuda nós. Sou otimista? É porque, né? Sei lá. Às vezes tem umas coisas boas, que nem o Paixão à Vista... tem umas questõezinhas que eu achei bom, assim, que a gente leva, sabe? Mas a expansão em si, depois que jogamos ela inteira, acabou. né? Ou aluga-se também. Tem algumas questões que você fala, é legal, mas depois que você joga ali o pacote, explora tudo, você percebe que nada daquilo precisaria ser uma expansão, né? Tranquilamente tudo poderia ser pacote de jogo. Esse talvez também. Mas enfim, galera. Vou ficando por aqui. Comenta, deixa o like. É isso. Amanhã tem mais. Beijo pra vocês e vamos ver. Bora ver. Quando tiver na nossa mão, aí a gente explora de fato e vê tudo bonitinho, certinho. Gente, é isso. Beijo pra vocês. Beijo Marlon, Mambissauro, Taisnara, Luísa Cristiana, Sassara Karine, Marlon Bella, Yellow Stay, Emiliana. Beijo pra vocês. Obrigado a todo mundo que ficou do começo ao fim. E é nóis, gente. Fui. Tchau.